Apparently you got some bats flying around a bit. Okay, there we are. La Maison de Malwood. So yeah, after you come back from the forest, you took all the kids to meet the parents, We've got some good news and bad news for you. Little chat with one of the families. Here's one of your kids back. The other kid kind of, well, here he is, just, he's unalived a tad. Not our fault. But there you go.
Not our fault.
Not our fault. And then, I guess you would naturally late that night make your way back home to rest up and whatnot. So, yeah. And off of the back of that mischief, what are you Mildwoods up to?
I guess I would go into the dining room and take out that drawing I made of the scrying I did on Tavio.
Didn't you roll really well on that scry? Can we scroll up and see? I just had a thought.
I don't remember, but all I know is that
see if it's
I
still
saw
in chat.
him. I saw the carving on the doors, and there's like.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out is how clearly you would have seen that carving on the door. View all chat entries. Oh, it'll want me to.
Let me scroll up.
Before that,
Let's
I want to
see.
go up to initiative. You can view all chat entries.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Because I don't think it quite included that scrying roll, so I'm checking that out to see if I can see what your roll was.
There's a long bow. Moonbeam. That's not person.
Look older, and it should be on that one page.
We got initiatives there and brace up, so it should be on page 3 at the bottom.
Bardic Inspiration, Cutting Words, Magic Missile.
Yep, there's scrying.
Actually, scrying wasn't about what you rolled, was it? It was what... There it is, yeah.
It was a 3 versus 14, I think.
Looks like I rolled a 12. And Jane wrote down, or typed Kazan. Do you remember why?
It was like a stick figure.
It was on the,
portrait over the
door. Yeah, there were some stick figures.
Right. So, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to say you didn't get a solid, clear look at it, but you could tell that there were basically a number of little stick figures all around in a circle and various lines going backwards and forwards between some of them. Enough to know that if you saw it again, you would recognize it, but not necessarily to know where to exactly draw each and every line between.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, you've got a...
But I have Kazan.
But you have Kazan for some reason, yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, yeah.
I believe the line was something along the lines of, well, a good thing I did that. That way nothing bad would happen.
Yes.
I'm going to go into the reception study and just sit down on the sofa with my head back, looking up.
Okay. In the living room / couch / reception / study / fireplace room.
Yeah. I'd be dropping one more check just to be sure the only evil thing is a cat coming from the cat room. But
okay.
make sure we're not being spied.
Yeah, the house smells stale and musty like normal. Not like you don't feel like you need to vomit because there's horrible, vile aromas in the air.
In which case, I'd be joining Seth on the couch because there's not a lot of room left after he sits down.
Get your spot while you can. Alrighty. And that would leave Douglas and Octavius to decide what they're up to.
So you said this is evening, right?
It would be... Yes, it would be nighttime.
Alright.
I mean, you traipsed into the woods. It was kind of dusk. You buggered around with witches. You traipsed back out of the woods. So it's probably like pretty late at night. Yeah.
Okay. Doug's gonna go rummage around in the kitchen and see if he can find a snack
Okay.
or make something for
Bake
his
2
children.
cakes for 2 Cakes Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
Cake Monday.
I guess I would just come in here and sit with my family.
Gonna hang out with the big
Yeah,
bro and uncle.
Yeah, just kind of take a seat by the
We're with
fire and
boys again.
pull out one of my little
Okay.
monster manuals and start studying it.
Alrighty. So yeah, you've drawn your little sketchy. You've got it down. Doug's probably coming in with a big hunk of bread and cheese and
Yeah.
some rudimentary basic food.
Correct.
Are you just getting for yourself, Douglas, or are you going to feed
Oh
the
no,
fam?
no. I'm gonna bring a big platter so that we can all eat our feelings together.
Okay, like it. So you like wander straight past Gemma. Food's going to be in the dining room. We're
Come on in. Let's have a little snack by the fire.
okay.
Okay.
See if it'll let me. There we go.
I'm just trying to figure out where I can get a vanity in this town for my powder room.
The last one we
Where-
came
where am I
across in this
supposed to
town
brush
was
my hair?
cursed. So
Yeah. Well, just be on the lookout, okay? If you see one, let me know.
yeah, it'll be hard to find a mirror that's quality, knowing the way they treat silver here.
I'll take a gold mirror.
That would be cheaper, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Here it would.
But it might give you the wrong undertones, you know?
I don't have any bad undertones.
It's purple. I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, they're great. Good Seth, good job today.
Yes, everybody did.
Yeah, no, we all did a good job, but Seth, you carried out the kids. You actually did the mission.
Didn't get
And
all- I didn't get all
Octavius, he
of them.
carried a baby, even though I saw that baby fly at one point.
Well,
But he was expertly caught.
and the baby, and he had a lot of fun, didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, he did. He had a very big smile on his face because he was having a good time. I saw it on this plane and the next.
Fine.
The planes happen.
I'm very proud of all of you. You all did a great job.
Thanks,
Except
Dad.
Yeah, you guys seem really upset about the dead kid, huh?
Well,
I was just gonna say that must have been very
Let's
hard.
go find a vanity because a kid died. Why not? No bad
Well,
qualities.
their
Okay.
house doesn't have an extra vanity. I checked.
Flying babies. Haha, funny. Kid's still dead.
What is wrong with you?
A kid is dead. And
yeah,
you're
but
laughing
we
and
saved
making
most
jokes.
of them.
I saved most of them.
We.
I could have saved all of them had I done something different. But,
Oh?
you know,
True, but you can't beat yourself up about that.
well, I seem to be the only one who is.
I was just gonna say it must have been tough, and I'm sorry that.
Hmm.
We all know this life is not the end.
Oh my god.
What?
We do?
What do you? What does that
What do
mean?
you mean we talk to skeletons and zombies and all sorts of undead all the time?
Well, we don't
This
really want a
life is not
skeleton
the
zombie
end.
baby around.
Well,
We-
you know, you've got a
we
skeleton
We
cat.
have a skeleton cat. What do you mean that there's no life
Love it.
beyond this life?
We have
of course there
seen
is.
a procession of ghosts who are trapped here
Yes.
in the village. Does that seem like a life you want to live after you die?
Well, I'm not planning on marching around.
I think you're
nobody's
going
ever
to.
planning on dying.
It was
So
very
you have a
unfortunate. And
Good point, do. It's just the other end of that is if we're to take up the blame of every unfortunate circumstance that's to come along our path as we do our best to deal with things, well, it's just going to shut down our spirits before we even try.
Trip is right. We have to stay
Right.
positive here. We're trying to undo
I,
this
I
terrible
think,
place.
I think you're right, but I also think there's a time and place for that, and returning home is not that time and place.
You're right.
Well,
The fact
everybody-
that most of us are not feeling like I'm feeling is really telling.
I think
Kind of worrying to me.
Everyone grieves in their own way, Seth.
I do not think she's grieving.
I also don't. think
Honey, are
she's
you grieving?
Grieving what?
Yeah.
The baby?
The baby's alive.
The kid?
We saved one out of the two children. That was pretty good.
But you're pretty sad about the one, right?
Oh,
No, she's
yeah,
not.
it's sad. Yeah, it's sad.
See? She's sad.
And you believe that, Doug?
Yes.
Really?
Of course.
Okay.
We care about people here. We all do. She's just saying that, this is maybe this baby has another life, and that's a positive thing. She's putting
Sure,
a
the
positive
little boy's
light on.
marching along with that little band.
Maybe he really liked marching. We don't know.
Always look on the bright side of life.
That one's a little upsetting, actually, Doug. That one's kind of bad.
All right. Well, hold on. What would you have us do then? Just be
You want us to
inconsolable
just
for a
pout
long
and
time?
cry?
What would
Yeah.
you like us to do?
No. But
Sounds
maybe
like
we
that's what he
should
wants.
talk about the next time we run into a similar scenario and be more prepared.
Octavius, I don't think it's time to be whatever that word was and just cry. But I do think there should be a little bit more empathy, a little bit more outward feeling, because
I
the
brought
hardness
snacks.
I'm sensing right now is not helping me feel like we're together as a family. Does that make sense?
So you think if we were all sad together, we'd feel closer?
We're willing to express it, yes.
Well,
I don't know,
Let's all have
Shared
a little
trauma or
family
whatever.
cry together.
Well, I don't understand.
not-
I express my wants and needs all the time, like my need for a vanity for my powder room.
Yeah.
Again, some of us grieve in different ways.
That is not grieving, brother.
Well, you don't know that. You can't say what's right for someone else. It might not be right for you.
that's true, actually.
Yes. If we always acted like feeling in those situations, we probably would never make it out alive. If you looked back and tried to save that kid, all the kids would be dead. That's all there is to it.
We did our best, and that'll just have to be good enough. It's very sad.
Our best was good enough this time. Next time, what could be done? I think that's the missing component. Is we're ignoring.
Should
that
we have
we
two people
did-
on kid saving duty next time instead of Seth, since he wasn't able to
Yeah,
complete his task?
We did fail today. And if we're hoping to solve all of the problems of Barovia, but we can't solve one hag out of 3,
I didn't want to bring this up because Seth, I know you're having a hard time, and I'm sure the guilt you feel is very painful, but we didn't have to run into that pumpkin. And if I recall, you were the one who did.
Yes, I did.
We had a plan. We were talking about a plan to try to get an idea of what was happening, and you just rushed in, and all we could do was our best to stop the bleeding at that point. So if you're going to point fingers here, I think you should be
No,
doing one of
that's
these,
not how
you
it
know?
happened.
at
That's
that
not
guy.
how it happened. That's not how it happened, Doug.
It isn't? Oops.
Every time we landed a blade on the hag, the house became caustic and deadly.
But I'm talking about before we even went.
There
we
was no way
arose,
to predict that.
but we were still discussing our plan. We were trying to come up with what our move should be to sneak
And-
in or get some sort of lay of the
Right,
land,
right.
and instead Seth just yelled and ran right in.
That's
Correct
his
me if I'm
move.
wrong.
It's
but
always
that is what he did.
not the best move.
Mhm.
Let us calculate the best scenario before using your emotions, by the way, to rush in.
It's not always the worst plan. It wasn't what we agreed, and I think we have to talk to each other and make sure we're all on board before we make a choice like that.
I think there's a middle ground. I think there's a way to make this actually work. And none of you are going to like it, except maybe Octavius. Remember the kill zone. You know how we've duplicated this and it's worked multiple times and we were all on the same page as soon as it was brought up.
I agree with that.
There are moments like this where we did not know the situation of the children. We did have to act quickly, and if we spent all of the time necessary to really hammer out a plan, not knowing enough about the situation ahead of time, we didn't know what the inside of the pumpkin would be like. We didn't even know if it was maybe like the Golthias tree and we'd fall into some other realm, or what. It was a weird house, it turns out. We had no way of predicting the layout of that house. But if we had set procedures, which we could quickly adapt to, and we could call those commands out based on, say, I don't know, our general judgment. Whoever's good at judging battles and has fought probably the most of them, I'm going to nudge Seth, and make those snap decisions, knowing where people would be the most useful, and having a general consensus as to what a plan looks like before we even have to think about it. If we were regimented and we worked as a team instead of argumentative and worked as a bunch of pre-teens, none of us have any authority over the other, but if we all agreed on an authority above ourselves, then
That's
we could
Dad,
operate
though.
within that.
Dad has authority.
Perhaps over you, but I'm a little separate, and Seth is as...
You want to follow someone who gets into bar fights to command a battle?
Seth never picked a
One-on-one
fight he
is
couldn't
very
win.
different than
Seth
multiple.
never picked a fight he couldn't win.
I guess I'll just say this. How many times has Octavius wanted to go right into the fray?
A lot.
Every time.
Exactly. I did what he did. Kids were in danger. We know what we were up against. We knew that that witch could disappear and vanish on us. I felt time was not an option to do a kill zone outside a giant pumpkin. I saw an opening. I took it. I figured that would be something Octavius would like. And I was trying to help make him happy and save children as well.
Sure, that's fine.
You're going to blame me. That's fine, brother. But
I'm not blaming you.
You
You
let
are
your-
upset
you let
that
your
my
kids walk
daughter
over-
isn't sad enough about what happened,
I'm
and
upset.
you're projecting your
she-
guilt onto
Yeah.
my
Oh,
children.
Fair enough. I definitely feel guilty. But at the same time, we are in a land of evil and darkness and corruption.
Right.
And we should not fall victim to evil, corruption, and darkness. I think having empathy is a good thing, especially
Precisely,
in a place like
which
this.
is why we shouldn't run in. I mean, Tripp said it just now. It could
Precisely,
have
which
been
is why which is why Gemma should have a little empathy, a little bit more empathy. That's all
we
I'm
have
saying.
seen a lot out here since we've been here. A lot. The fact
we
that
have.
all of you, any of us, are still standing upright and not just sobbing in a corner is commendable.
Again, I do not want us to sob in a corner and be
Right.
useless
What I
or
was going to
helpless.
say,
That's not what I'm asking for right now.
like I said, you want to rush in. Even Octavius wants to rush in. I don't disagree that maybe that's a good choice sometimes, but as Tripp said, it could have been a portal that separated. We could have been back into that place again and no way out. We can't just rush in. Everything here is corrupted. Everything here is evil. Everything here is trying to kill us.
And I think you're misunderstanding my point.
I'm taking your point and I'm switching it around.
You're saying that we should have waited long enough for the witch
I didn't
to
say
have
we
fully
should wait
boiled that
long
child.
enough. I'm
She
not
was
saying
ready to
anything.
cook the baby. She was ready to turn it
The
into
We
a
didn't
baby
rat.
even
was
know
in
it was a
the cauldron.
witch until we went
We
in.
did know it was a witch.
We had guesses.
She might have had more soup preparing to
We
do before we
tracked
showed
the
up,
carts.
honestly.
Kids
We
were
don't know.
vanishing. I think we all knew.
It was a
yes,
nice-
Octavius, go.
Octavius has a question.
please.
Okay.
Yes, I just don't understand why we're doing any of this. What am I missing?
We're having
Successfully. Well, yes, I know that, but there's we saved lives today against all odds. I'm not sure why we need to feel worse than we do.
Right.
I just want us to feel something.
Who says we
I do
don't?
feel something. Are you
I-
okay?
I-
Do you feel nothing? Stop projecting your own emotions onto
Yes,
us.
I'm sorry if you're feeling heavier than most of us, Uncle, but I too wish we could have done more, but we did what we could. I single-handedly, saved a baby doing some crazy stuff, so I'm feeling pretty good, gotta tell you.
Let's celebrate that.
Yeah,
A
that's
toast
pretty...
to Octavius saving a baby.
Well, no, that's not what I'm asking for. My point
I-
is that we saved lives,
We did.
right? We acted as only we could in that moment. And here we are.
I don't fully agree with that, but we did save kids.
What would you have done different?
Not had the pumpkin collapse.
Sure, did we know that was going to happen beforehand?
Well, the hag kept getting hurt, and it got worse and
Oh,
worse.
yes, you mean I was defending myself and a
I have
toddling
no problem
baby?
against you
Yes, that's
defending
what I was
yourself.
doing.
I'm just saying, when it became clear more hurt on the witch meant more damage in the pumpkin, we could have slowed that down. That's all I'm saying.
By
you would
letting
rather-
her
They would have
Yes,
kept
you would have
attacking.
liked me to just go, okay, witch, get me.
Yeah,
No.
that's not fair either. I
I'm
think
not. That's not what I'm saying at all either. Actually, I'm just saying.
Maybe this would be more productive if instead of all thinking what everyone could have done better, we all assess what we did and ask if anybody has any ideas to what each individual could have done better on a personal level. That way we can actually
Yes,
reflect on what we did. Like
I was going to
personally,
say the same thing, Trip. Very good.
I was helping in the rear line to make sure Gemma didn't
Yeah.
die. I was terrified because I've seen Gemma get singed nearly to death a couple times, and it's not fun to watch. And I felt with these spectral things in front of me and the power of the Morning Lord, maybe I could do something to protect her, and it seemed by the end of it unnecessary. I need to have more faith in the magical prowess of my young sister here. The ability to just blow up ghosts isn't the first thing I think of when I see her, and it should be. And that's on me. I could have been helping you, Seth. I could have helped save that last child. It could have been alive in my arms.
I'll go next. I stood in the back and I helped get rid of the 2 ghosts of the sisters, and I believe I did everything correctly. Next.
I too believe I played it perfectly. Single-handedly took the hag on by myself while saving a baby by doing flips and dives and tricks. And if that's something I did wrong with a baby, I don't want to be right.
I'll go next. I think a few of my arrows missed their mark a couple times. I'm working
What's
on
new,
that,
Dad?
but in the tight confines of a rotting, melting pumpkin, it was a little difficult to achieve. But I feel like my position was in the best spot to defend in case anyone came after Gemma or Trip. Those ghosts needed to stay away from them.
We were acting redundantly. Between the 2 of us, one of us could have handled that.
Well, I can't go into a fight, so you think I should have run towards something?
No, you do have that spear. It might be.
To be
that-
honest, I'm kind of afraid to use the spear. And also, it really only helps
You
me.
just need to practice with it, or what's the deal there?
It's just not very efficient compared to my arrows.
I gotta tell you, Dad. You do such a great job. You do so good. You do such a great job, Daddy. But I would definitely not like you standing next to me in the front.
Exactly, which
No
is why I
offense, but you know,
wasn't.
I'm looking out for you because your bones are a bit older than mine.
Right.
You can't bounce back quite as well as I can. I could do, let's be honest, Dad, I could do a lot of cool flips and tricks. If you did that, I feel like you'd pull something. So maybe you just standing in the back,
I mean,
surveying the land,
I've flipped
shooting.
a few times in my
Yes,
day,
yes. In your day, yes, I'm sure you were fantastic. But for
know.
now, I think you're doing the perfect role, just staying out of the way.
Which is what I'm
And
doing, and
yes.
I usually take the hits that are meant for Gemma or Trip. That's what
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Yes. I almost never get hit in a fight.
Yes.
I won't let it happen.
Again, I think we all did well. Here's how I look at it. Every time I have an encounter with one of these beasts, I make a note down in my book, which is how I knew that when we faced this hagglicious woman, I knew that she may try to pull some tricks.
Can we
So-
pause really quick? Please never call her that again.
It is a little.
It's
Is- no,
disturbing.
is that not- okay.
That's yeah,
Okay,
and
hold on.
and a child did die.
I approve of what you just said.
Okay,
so-
well now you don't
so-
make any
Okay,
sense,
Uncle
Seth.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave a question mark next to hagglicious, and I will come back at that at a later time. My point is this: we can't beat ourselves up from not knowing information. All we can do is learn from our mistakes, not even mistakes, learn from our experiences, and use them in the next battle. For example, if there are children on the floor in a giant pumpkin, we know maybe get them off the floor first for next time. How could we have possibly known that that was going to be the case when we first got in there? And so we'll just try to be better next time. It's that simple.
Yes, just observant and communicate with each other in the moment. After the fact, there's not a lot we can do. But we can yell at each other during a fight if you disagree with something someone's doing.
My only point is we're saying we'll try to be better in the next fight, but what are we doing right now to be better in the next fight?
Well, I think we already know our roles and we've done them. With this, just unfortunately didn't go the way we wanted it to go. And again, I don't agree that we should have rushed in quite as aggressively as we did. But again, we didn't know what would be in there, so I don't think it's the worst choice we made. But coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know. Here we are. But I think we just remember what we're all capable of and act accordingly.
And I guess
You don't seem satisfied, Trip.
I wanted to start this whole thing just congratulating us all on being able to handle that compared to our first run-in with them, how much we've learned and grown being here. It's certainly not a natural place, but we've seemingly come into our own. It's disturbing almost how well we better fit into Barovia than we ever did back home. By our
Well, I
own
don't
means.
want you to get used to it because we're going home.
I just want to make sure we get there. And I do feel like these kinds of common fireside chats, as they are, do lend us towards getting there. If we don't, however, I think implement some degree of forethought into what we're doing. As you've pointed out, we did rush in. There was nothing to learn from the outside, however, so there wasn't really much an option, I don't think. But if we can rush in and still have a plan all at the same time, I think that's going to be best for us. We need to be able to set ourselves up very quickly into our optimum roles and be able to decide very quickly what those roles are. And I feel like if we can manage that, there's not much else this the world can throw at us that could possibly stop us.
In the spirit of optimal plans and transparency, I thought I should share with you some new spells I've been ruminating over at night that could be helpful in our next adventures, I suppose. First thing is that I think I can actually like shape stone now, so that might be helpful in the castle. Of getting in between corridors and such.
Ooh, that's good.
Mountains, you know. And the second thing I can do is I can forge a telepathic link between all of us so we can communicate just telepathically if we're not near each other. So if we split up, we can still know what each other's doing and is okay, you know. So it'll be helpful.
There we go. So more communication. That's good.
I've also been my curiosity with the Morning Lord is actually seeming to have an effect. And I'm going to really quickly do like one of my normal like little spells, just make like a little like spark of fire in my hand, just and I'm just like that's old trip. But now and then I'm gonna drop. Oh shoot! It doesn't have the info log. Thaumaturgy. Oh, it doesn't have anything. Where's the description? There it is.
There you go.
Okay,
That's right.
to basically make the fire rapidly change color and slam the door shut behind Gemma, and just be like, now I can just ask for this, and I don't even have to. It's different. It's different. So I think we're on the right track. The Morning Glow is real, by the way.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, at first I didn't think so.
My son's born again. I didn't think that was going to happen here, but okay, fine for me.
When you lose hope, you have to find it.
All right, well that's good. I think we've all got some new skills to work on. That'll be helpful. Anyone else have anything to share? Seth, do you seem satisfied with how sad we seem?
Oh, that's irrelevant. That doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, no. Whatever, everything Trip said, you guys said, sure.
So,
Shall we get some rest then? And
Yeah, let's get some rest. We got some stuff to research tomorrow, right?
yeah.
yes. All right, kids, you want me to tuck you in one by one, like I used to?
Okay.
Sure.
Gemma's already gone.
Oh,
But no, I'm out of here.
I just look at Octavius like really sadly, like, what about you, little
yes,
guy?
yes, it's fine.
Okay, great.
Okay, so yeah, Gemma goes and sees, and Fomorius is just sitting on the bed, just kind of like staring at you as you walk in,
Hello,
with a
Fever.
blank looking face, blank look on his face. Okay, but everybody's off to bed and resting up, and no doubt deep in thought about the intense conversation that you all had. All right. Yeah. So bright and early the following day, what is the plan? What do you guys want to do today, Mildwoods?
I was gonna just clear cut to the church, check in on everything.
I would be going with Trip probably.
Oh, that was delayed. Okay. So Trip and
the
Seth.
invitation is open to anybody who wants to go see the cringy consecrated
Hey,
church.
Seth, before you leave, can you ask anybody there if they know of swamps or maybe a lake that has an island with a tower? You know what I'm.
Oh yeah,
Know
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
good
yeah.
place. Thanks.
yeah, no problem.
Okay. All right. And what about the other three? What are you guys up to?
It's like we're going thrifting today, sweetheart.
Thrifting?
To talk to other townsfolk.
Yeah.
those two locations to see if anyone knows it.
Okay. Alrighty. Well then, let's start with Seth and our other friend.
I'm going to nudge him and usher him over towards the Blue Water Inn instead of the church first.
Oh, okay. So you guys are going to go. That was a difficult thing to do, I'm sure. Okay.
Oh
well,
yeah,
let me,
I protest mightily, of course.
let me get you over to the Blue Water Tavern then. And let's see who is there and who is not there. I'll move you guys. Okay. Yep. There you are. You're outside the door.
Now let's get inside the door.
Alrighty.
Shoot, she took one of the two-seaters. We're gonna have to take the full top up. That's annoying. Oh,
Trip,
yeah.
what are we doing here?
We're grabbing a drink and we're talking.
No, we really don't need to do that. We can
No.
grab a drink and go to the church.
Uncle, for me, can we do this?
Oh my God, you are a yapper.
I'm obnoxious. I can't help it. I'm the yapper who forged your career. Let's go.
Couple songs, and all of a sudden, oh, here you go.
You know how I love to sing.
I'm gonna go to the front and quickly get some beers or ales or whatever we usually drink.
Okay, well, Erwin, as normal, will meet you with a smile. Will look at you and says, "Ah, my friends, excellent. So what can I get you this morning? Some breakfast, perhaps? A nice ale, a glass of wine from the vineyard?"
Just ales and information, please.
Certainly.
Are there any swamps around here?
There are plenty of swamps. It is Barovia.
No, but like old swamps, like
They are all old.
death. Well, big swamps. What's the biggest swamp?
Really do not know. I've never really taken much time to pay a lot of attention to the swamps myself.
Any lake with a tower in the middle of it?
Lake with a tower. Well,
Yeah, like a little island with a tower on top and surrounded by water.
Well, I don't know about towers. But lakes, there are not many lakes here in Barovia. I mean, really, there are only arguably two. There's Lake Zorovich, which of course is just north here of town. And
Yes, I've seen.
not too far to the west is a much smaller lake, known as Lake Baratok.
One's to the north, one's to the west.
Yes. North is very close, but Lake Zarovich is a very large lake, and I fished it many times and do not recall any islands.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So just the ale, please.
Alright, yep, slaps you down a couple of ales, and
I forgot. Do we have to pay here, or
he often kind of has comped you, but you've noticed here lately that his wife Danica has been like watching him and frowning at him. So he's like, "Oh, let me 2 pennies, please."
I'm gonna give a gold coin for all the times before too. Thank you.
Oh, no, you do not need to do this, please. Just 2 pennies for my friend. Just what are...
Just take it, please.
Yeah,
My family will take from you without paying. So
Danica kind of moves in and says, "This is very kind of you," and picks it up and looks at her husband as much to say, "Let's not insult our guests, my dear husband."
Yeah. I'm very offended if you don't take it.
Oh, as, we would not want
Err.
to offend you in any way.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I'm gonna pick up the ales and kind of give like a 2 ale salute, like toast.
2 ale salute.
That's
2
really
ale
weird.
salute.
2 ale salute, yeah.
A 2 beers Monday to you.
Happy 2 Beers Monday.
And I'm gonna scramble off the chair and sit down and plop the ale in front of Trip and look at him.
Okay.
All right, yap away. Let's go.
My dad is creating monsters.
No, they're already monsters. He's just enabling them.
Am I a monster?
No, you're not a monster.
What separates us? I mean,
You actually listen to me.
Ah.
Monsters wouldn't listen to me. They just shut me down, throw me aside, blame me. The usual, you know. But it's okay, I'm used to it now.
I'm just trying to think of a way we can move forward that works. And all I can think is try to appeal to the weirdness of the kids, make them think it's like a game, that we're drilling them with some kind of military-like, very regimented training. Make it fun for them somehow. But
We make it fun. Trip, how many times have I been in a bar fight? A lot, right?
a lot. But I mean, you wouldn't.
That's
call them
not-
bar, they're not bar fights. I mean,
No.
you've been at exhibition matches as.
Well,
you know.
yeah. But how many of those times did I not start it, just got involved in it because the person who did start it was just unable to not start it? You know, they had to start.
I'm a little confused on the question. I'm going to be honest.
The rest of your family can't be told what to do, can't be told how to feel. Yeah, I get it. I understand. Here's what's going to happen for them to change their way. They have to experience something that'll change them. That's the only thing that can happen. So, I'm going to bide my time and wait. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we're doomed. It's just that simple.
I'm not okay with being doomed. I know
Well,
you.
we
might
are
be.
already doomed. We're here. We're stuck here.
No, but we can't be doomed because this land can't be doomed. I've kind of sworn an oath to a higher power that I would be his instrument in assuring that. So that's not an option for me. We have to make this right.
There's nothing that I can do, that I can think to do, to change them in the way that needs to be changed. I love them a whole lot, but I also see what's happening. My brother is a pushover. The kids walk all over him, and he doesn't see it. He has no authority over them. Octavius, he's always kind of creeped me out, let's be real. Always. But
Yeah.
when it comes to fighting the evil that's in this land, he and I think alike. At least in some ways. Most ways. Maybe not. He'll probably
think-
disagree with me.
I think Octavius surprised me the most last night. He seems to be
A voice of reason?
the most on the level.
Yeah. True. And, well, your sister, this land is going to change her, if it hasn't already. She's going down a dark path.
Yeah, I can actually physically feel it sometimes. That's another perk.
I mean, for all that seeing into the future stuff, she sure can't see what's happening to her right now. But it is what
I
it
don't
is.
think she thinks about it that way.
No, I don't think she.
Think
I
about
don't
it
think she-
from. I mean, just knowing her as a kid, right? She was always just looking to win and have more power and be like her, ideologue. She really likes that one wizard. What's her name? Sorceress thing. The arsonist one. She really liked that one, and I don't think she recognizes that like her longing for power puts her at risk for things which might promise that. And I just I hate to see her turn this way because she's my little sister, you know.
Well,
I don't know what to do.
well, on that front, there are two lakes in this place. One's to the north. We saw it when we met that creepy carriage guy who drove us to the castle, right?
Yeah, it's our
Uh,
name. Our name. What was it? Renfield?
What's it, Renfield? I
I
don't
think it was
remember.
Renfield.
And there's another one to the west, probably a little bit further along. So there's the answer to what Gemma. Well, Gemma asked me to ask about swamps and towers on lakes. So we have an answer to bring when we go home.
Want to start?
Okay. Are you
I'm
done?
just gonna finish my. I'm gonna finish my ale.
Okay.
Say nothing.
Me too.
And then you guys want to go to the church afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, then let's go back to the others. You guys. So yeah, you're gonna be coming out of your house and kind of being more roaming around the town itself. So yeah, what's the general kind of plan for your day? How are you planning on going about this?
Unless someone stops me to do a better idea, Gemma pretty much goes up to random people she sees and asks if they know of a lake with a tower in the middle.
Like a fire and brimstone, where
If
you
that's what
burn.
she says. I think Octavio's there if they know him, and I'm trying to find him.
Okay.
I think he's there.
Okay. All right. So that's what you're doing. Shit. Where'd that go? What about the other two? Are you just gonna like follow her around and be party to that, or do you have other plans?
I'm just kind of being dragged wherever they take me, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just,
Yep, I'm
so
just
y'all are basically
the
Jim.
muscle.
Y'all are just following Gemma around as she's running up to random strangers. Well, as you know, here in Vallaki, they are not the most social and talkative of people. However, let's have Gemma give me. You really just kind of like.
I'm gonna roll my portent relief.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and get those portents done. You might need them. A 9, okay, yeah. And a 6. Well,
Okay.
both good to dump on other people, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
Not good to fix your things in your own way. Are you generally just trying to be polite and just inquisitive to people? Is that how you're approaching this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Well, in
try
that,
to be overly creepy.
I mean, you could try and intimidate
once.
people into telling you
No.
shit if you want.
I seem curious, and I'm being fairly polite.
Okay.
Best I can, anyway.
Right. In that case, go ahead and give me probably a persuasion skill roll, because you're really just trying to. It's the first part is getting people to even talk to you, right? So it's most people will just kind of like walk away from you. They won't. You'll bump into a few that have acknowledged that you've done a few things around town, even if they don't know all of it. They know some of them will have acknowledged you going in and out of the Vector house, so there will be some at this point that are willing to talk to you, but still the vast majority of people just, they don't want to talk to anybody. So yeah, give me a persuasion skill roll.
Okay.
Oh,
15.
you have a -1?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you are not very persuasive, are you? But fortunately, you rolled well. Okay. So one of them, an older gentleman, will tell you that in his youth he used to go to a lake to the west. He said that it was not many people would venture that far out, so he found the fishing at the lake was better because it was way less fished. And he will confirm that on the easternmost bank, there was kind of like almost like a grassy outlet that led to a little island. And he said he never got close to it, but he does definitely recall there was a rickety stone tower that was on that island. He says he hasn't been there for years, but a good decade ago he remembers it being there.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. He said further lake to the west?
Yes.
Easternmost.
A smaller lake to the west. Yeah, Lake Baratok. I mean, he doesn't call it Lake Baratok. He doesn't know it by that name. Everybody is familiar, with the big lake north of here. But again, he's letting you know that, yeah, there is another smaller lake, and that's where your tower might be. Okay, so
Thank him.
what else are you trying to come up
Keep
with?
going. That's all I wanted, so I'm good.
Okay. All right then. Well, in that case, what are we doing over at the church? I guess we'll wrap that up in a neat little bow. Where's my church? The Church of St. Andrel.
I think my first move, because I'm assuming Seth is just kind of here to not be with the others, would be to kind of greet Father, just be like, I'm here to check in on things. How are things going with
All right.
shoot, what's her name? Irina.
Yep.
And seeing if she needs anything, paying her another visit, because I'm sure she's tired of being locked in a room.
Seth, okay, I see he's sitting at the back. So yeah, Irina. Do you want to go back to her, or do you want the father to go get her?
I think it's better to go to her if that's
With everything you've done for the church, he's not gonna. He knows you're a friend of hers, so yeah, he'll happily let you go back there.
I'll do the funny dad thing. I'll be like, no.
Okay. Alrighty. She'll be like, do come in.
Hey, how are things? I know you've been locked in here way too long.
Things are fine. They are fine.
How do you have the patience for this? I don't understand. I'm out there in the world fighting things daily, and I'm still.
I really don't. To be honest, I really don't have the patience for it. I am going stir crazy. Locked up in this church. I pore over the same books. I help our good priest tend to the people of the town, and but it is not enough. I need to do more. I cannot just sit here and rot in this tiny room. If I wanted to have become a priestess or a nun, I would have done so. But I dreamt of more things, more adventurous. What have you and your family been up to? Have you discovered anything else?
A lot has happened. We've reconsecrated 2 shrines to the Thanes, and the Thanes have responded in kind. I think Strahd has taken notice. He attacked us. We warned him off. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna hold up the little thing. It's just like this thing shines bright sunlight, like you haven't seen.
Okay.
Probably.
She'll walk up to it and look at it and says, this is a symbol for the Morning Lord. And a magnificent one at that. It looks very old.
And it still works. That's the thing, is like I was skeptical with how the churchhood is run. Sorry, but it's just that you're a very practical individual. I try to be one. And seeing the way the church is running on fumes of dreams left behind by those who were here years ago and not really actually doing much on its own, I was afraid that maybe this was just a dead god, but I've felt his power, so
I have listened to our local priest, and I do not believe that the god is dead. Just nobody has faith in his ability anymore. Not since the devil came to rule.
and I think that's where I'm at with it, at least. I hope to bring the dawn. I don't know how else to put that. It's the bard.
I fear until the devil himself is removed from our lands that trying to reinstate any faith in the people that the Morning Lord is now here to answer their prayers is futile.
And
Even I myself doubt and wonder if this land will ever see itself free.
that
from
is the
such-
right order of it. I think the time is coming near that we will be facing Strahd himself, and hopefully, if everything goes right,
And do you still think that the right thing is for me to stay here, away from his clutches? Perhaps I
you.
should come with you.
It's not right for you, and I feel terrible for it. You're as capable a sword as any. Beyond, actually. You're extravagant, actually. You're something to watch in battle, but I don't think having you out where Strahd is now proudly trampling about on a fiery mare like some kind of hellspawn is going to bring about his end any sooner.
Well, I
You
wouldn't
are
want
his
to
goal.
wouldn't want to cause you any more complications, I suppose. Could I perhaps trouble you for one small favor?
Absolutely.
When you
came
visit
here
me
hoping you
again,
would.
could you perhaps try to bring me a couple of books, ones that I have not read? At this point, I think I know just as much about the Morning Lord as Father Lucian does.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Hopefully before I leave, even. I don't want to leave you any more despair.
Well, just whenever you can. Okay. While you're doing that, so Father Lucian will have noticed Seth sitting at the back of the room, all by. Oh, and apparently he jumped in his lap. That's interesting.
Aww.
Okay.
Okay, let's fix that, shall we? Oh, what's going on here? There we go. All right, yeah, he'll kind of come up fairly close to you, and he says, looking at your moody face, he says, "Something troubles you, my son. Perhaps you would like to lay your burdens on my broad shoulders and the shoulders of the Morning Lord."
Thank you for the offer. I kind of already unburdened myself and I know how that sounds, but I did it this morning. I have people to talk to, and I already have spoken to them. I'm just waiting for them. I'm going to point down to Trip, or where Trip was,
Okay.
since I don't see him anymore.
All right. He says, yes, your nephew, he is a well-meaning young lad.
Him and I have been through a lot of adventures together, even before these lands.
He says, well, this is good. I am glad that you have a strong bond with him. And your brother and your other niece and nephew, are they well?
I mean, yes, they're alive. They're about the town.
But are they well?
I think the lands are getting to them.
I can understand this. It is a altogether depressing place.
Oh no, they're not depressed. They're they're unbothered by most of what they see. It's just a fact of life now, a thing that they just live with and are okay by.
Let me tell you this, my son. I have administered to this flock many, many years. It is amazing to see, as well as saddening, how one can become hardened to such travesties and sad situations. We have families with stillborn children, wolves snatching people away in the dead of night, hunters killed in the forests, and the people of Vallaki barely shed a tear anymore. It is just accepted as a way of life.
How long have your flock been here to be hardened like this? A year, 2, a decade, their lives?
Well, obviously, this is a way of life for them. They have been here, Vallaki has been here for centuries. But
so
it has a...
What I've been... Fair enough, Father. What I've noticed is this has happened within 3 weeks, a month. That's it.
Well, where you are from, is it a cheerful place, full of hope?
Oh. I mean, there was an entire month where the moon was purple. That's gonna be,
Well, if they were already somewhat disturbed, is it surprising that they have just been dragged down so quickly by the darkness and gloom of this place?
That's a good point.
I mean...
something I'll consider moving forward.
At least with Baron Vargas Volokovich when he was the Burgermeister, may he rest in peace, he tried to keep everybody uplifted and joyful, even though we knew it was just an act. Nobody was truly happy. Just everybody walking around with a fake smile didn't change the mood or lighten anybody's spirits. But I don't know. It is... even I myself have become somewhat numb to it. This is just the way of things here in Barovia. And for those that have come here from outside, it is not surprising that the misery takes them so quickly.
Well, thank you for speaking to me. You have given me a lot to think about.
Well, I shall say a prayer for you and your family this evening.
Sure. Yeah. You do that.
Okay. He'll basically, make the symbol of the Morning Lord over you and say, "Go with peace, my son. May his light shine upon you one day."
I bow my head and kind of like with a smirk, I let him do that without,
Okay.
though I don't really believe in it myself.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Are you guys done here?
Yeah, I am.
Well, all right then. We will get you all. So, what's the game? Did you guys arrange to meet back up, or are you just all going to go back to the house? What's the plan?
Assume the house, right? Such a
As the family. Okay. Right. Well, then, okay. I will re-adjourn you. Oh, Seth's at the table, so I'll
No,
put you all.
are we going to the table or are we going?
Apparently, you are.
I'll go where everyone else is. So.
You're all at the table.
All right.
It's in the center of the map. It's easier. Okay. Yeah, so you've all done your daily things. I mean, it probably has only been a couple of hours, so it's probably mid to late morning at this point.
I'm going to let everyone know that I have assessed the location of where we need to go. I know where Tapio is, and I think we should head that way. West. There's a lake. There's a tower. We got to see what's in it. Obviously.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Way to go, Jim. Way to go.
Okay. You guys, I mean, it's still fairly early in the day. Do you guys want to hoof it now, or you want to wait till tonight? Travel by dark? As you do in Barovia. Or do you want to, like, leave out first thing in the morning? You tell me.
Oh, we didn't really restock provisions or anything. We didn't really take the time to. Is there a huge hurry or?
Just the fate of the world in our hands.
Yeah, but we're also trying to shake Strahd, and he thinks we're on the move to the next spot. So, I don't know. You might wanna...
he also does know where we live, so
That's
if we're even
true.
safe here, right? But I'm fine with either option.
I guess I'll ask, what's everybody thinking? Do we just want to go?
I don't care. Please, someone make a decision.
I think we should.
Let's
right?
go. I
Okay.
said let's go. Let's go.
Here we go. Let's go.
Okay. Well then, if the consensus is to hit the road, you can certainly do that. Alright, yeah, so you will travel where the hell's your icon hiding? Oh, you're there. Put you back where you belong. Okay. Okay, so east it is. Yeah, I mean
West?
it doesn't. Sorry. Yeah, west. Sorry, west.
I was worried that we were going
West,
the wrong way for
west.
a second. I was like, oh.
No. Yeah, I mean it doesn't take you long before you get to the familiar bridge. But then of course you have that three-way intersection. Did I put you on this map? I did not. Let me do that real quick. Oh, I remember there's a new thing. Oh, no, there isn't. It doesn't work. Okay. And you guys are up here. All right. So yeah, do you have a preference on whether you want to kind of take the southernmost road or the northernmost road?
I feel like we've taken the southernmost road mostly.
Take the road well traveled by us, maybe.
Yeah,
since we
that
know
would
it
be
better.
you guys have typically gone down this. Often that's because you've been traveling
Yeah.
more southwards, but
Well, I mean, if we're looking for a new place we haven't been, wouldn't we want to go the way we haven't gone?
Sounds risky.
da-na-na.
I mean, the sun rose. Today's a risk.
Right. We're here in Barovia. Every day's a fun day.
Can I tell if there's like anything in the road indicating which way might be more?
To be honest, no. I mean, there's no signposts that say Lake Baratok this way.
Can I smell the wetness in the air?
Ew.
Well, you can, but that's mostly because you're right next to a river.
Well, damn. It smells like
I
water
mean,
this way, guys.
Just because south of here is Argynbostholt.
Right,
That
which you do
road
know.
to the south that we take usually takes us towards the vineyard. So I think we should go the other way, right?
So you want to head the northern route?
Fair guess.
Alrighty then.
In case
Okay.
it's on the way there, we don't know where it is. Just that it is to the west.
Okay. Yeah, you travel the old forest road for several hours. It's, mid to late afternoon. But eventually you will get to a point where you can see a clearing. And sure enough, there is a lake through that clearing. And you can see in the distance a small stone tower, kind of like nestled in the mist of the lake.
And Chalk went up for trip.
Yeah, it could have been easy to miss it if you'd have gone the other way.
Yeah. Let's walk over to that bad boy.
Alrighty.
We go.
Alrighty. So yeah, you come to a cold mountain lake, enclosed by mists, woods, and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters, and the trail ends at a grassy-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a very old stone tower on it. The tower is clearly old and somewhat decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses with the supporting walls. Parked near the base of the tower, however, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped, colourful wagon splattered with mud. Gemma, it's not the same wagon that you saw in your vision.
Okay. Not the same wagon. It's not Octavio.
Let me move you guys.
Be on your guard.
Could it be?
I'm gonna have to do the whole drag and drop thing because the
Did you say
doesn't-
dragon?
Do you think it could maybe be
No, they need to fix this mess.
Girlfriend?
Maybe.
No.
All right. You guys are down here. And if you will, please make sure that this is a dynamic lighting map. So players, if you will, please make sure you turn off the live stream itself so you can't see my maps, because it'll kind of spoil the atmos. Right, y'all see the map?
Yep.
Okay. So the tower stands at an estimated 80 feet. And it looks like there's clearly multiple levels. Again, this is the tower. This is definitely the tower that Gemma has scryed before. The tower's upmost level kind of overhangs the levels below it. And you can see, like, there are some window boxes with some small arrow slits.
No.
Okay. Should we call to them or approach? I don't want to startle them and have someone fling arrows at us.
Yeah, I'd hate to rush in and
Perhaps we should call out.
Can you sense, kids, if there's anything evil coming from them?
Okay. I'll use my class ability to
Okay.
sense perhaps if there are fiends about.
You do not sense any form of immediate evil or unpleasantness, nor do you get the sense of anything good, kind, or holy.
Okay. Nothing evil, but give me just 1 second as
And I'll
I
make
try
something.
and think about this really quick. Shoot. And by that I mean check off all the boxes and make sure that it's working right. Who didn't do that? I have a spell now that I can use. Where are you? There it is. Description, info blog. Yeah, that's fine. I would like to know for the next 10 minutes if what I'm looking at is magical.
Okay.
It was up to 30, so.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you're not sensing anything at the moment, anything particularly magical.
I'll just hold on to that and keep it up because I don't want to miss anything if it is. Especially with the way Gemma was talking about the door being weird.
You could approach anyway, right? See if it is
All
the right
out.
tower.
It's definitely the right tower, right? Looks the same.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the right tower.
I mean, and the road, you recognize the little road. The only difference is the wagon that you saw last time was clearly Rictavio's because you've seen it before, and it was kind of parked more over here. This is a different wagon.
Okay.
This wagon looks... You've seen this style of wagon before. It looks very, very Vistani-esque. Whereas Van Richten's or Rictavio's look more like a circus wagon.
I'm going to start approaching.
Okay.
I'll follow
The wagon has no horses attached to it. This would be the front of the wagon here, and then there's a couple of steps that would lead up to the small door at the back. As I said, Vistani kind of closed-in little wagon, you know, what they used to like live in. Similar ones that you've seen before.
we check it for a wedding dress or
Well, could be friends. So we could just call out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, why don't we just call out? Like, what are we afraid of here?
No, I just didn't want to, come to any
We want to be
hasty
cautious. Like we,
conclusions,
yes, it's all right.
We have to be so cautious.
I mean, do we? It's us.
A little bit, just a little.
Well, right,
know,
but I don't
if-
want to be little baby nuts about it.
All right,
Baby
Octavius,
nuts.
we talked about
Well,
using that term. It's disrespectful. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
Find
well,
something
it's also
else.
very fitting in this instance, isn't it?
So very loudly, I'm just going to say, if you guys don't want to be baby nuts, get the hell up here.
Oh, well, I'm nothing. I'm not a baby nut.
I'm nothing.
I am nothing.
I'm gonna come over here and like kick the tire of this thing.
Okay, yeah, you
come on
kick the
now.
hard
Give it a
wood.
little kick.
Under layers of mud, the wagon looks like it sports a fresh coat of purple paint. And its wheels actually have a fancy kind of gold inlaid rim. There's a brass lantern hanging from each of the corners. And red drapes are covering a kind of tombstone-shaped window from the inside.
Hello. Kick it a little bit.
Okay. There is no reply or response.
All right. So now what? Do we go? Are they inside?
Yes,
maybe.
probably
we try the
inside.
door, or
Let's just.
Wait, we need to examine the front of the door then. Well, let's see what's in the cart, because that will give us an idea of who's in the tower.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and like try to peek in somewhere.
Well, where you are is where the horses should be.
Okay.
Actually, no, they're not. That's a lie. I think
Oh,
the
there should
way
be
this
the other
is.
side.
Yeah, it's probably no. You're probably at the back. Okay. I was thinking that this was steps up, but I'm guessing this is actually where you would sit.
Yeah, that's the same spot.
So there is a steel padlock securing the back door, hanging from which is a cheap wooden sign that reads "Keep out or else."
Out or else. Does the handwriting look like it's an intelligent person wrote it?
It's written in the common tongue and it's correctly spelled.
Okay. That's,
I mean, it's scratched
better than
into
some
like
people in my family.
yeah, it's like scratched. It's scratched into a piece of wood, so it's how pretty could it be, right? This was no one used like artful crafting, but it's definitely readable.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like Jane was asking, is this the Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Okay.
sign? We got your friends.
So Trip. So it's kind of weird, but once you get kind of close to the wagon, like you would have expected to have sensed this sooner, but now you're close to the wagon. The wagon itself seems to be radiating some kind of aura of conjuration magic.
Oh, okay. I'll immediately tell Gemma, like, maybe don't mess with it.
Oh. Okay.
It has some kind of magical aura about it.
Perhaps some kind of trap for someone who touches it. Okay. Let's go up to the door then.
All right, let me show you a nice close-up of the door. I'll just have to find the correct section to show you the handout. There.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I can't zoom it in any bigger, I don't think.
So, yes, this is what I saw in my scrying. Let me just check one thing. Since I'm not sure if this is any kind of rudimentary language, I'm going to cast Comprehend Language. See if that helps anything.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You're allergic to this language.
So
Yeah.
the weirdest thing happens, Gemma.
Polynesian.
You attempt to summon the magics to cast your spell. Nothing
Yeah.
happens. Like, you call on magic and it does not answer.
Hey, Seth. Come
Yeah.
over here. Sorry, no, not you, Seth. Trip.
Oh, that's me. I'm Trip.
You can't do magic.
What
You just
the
try
hell?
doing that little
Not yet.
trick you did where you made flames appear in your hand.
You can also press to digitate. I don't know why you need me to
I
do
know
that.
I can, but I don't feel like I can do my magic right now. I'm just curious if you're able to do magic.
Okay, and I will try to light a little fire on my fingertips.
Yeah, nothing happens for you either.
Oh,
Don't forget, kids, I can do that too.
go ahead, Dad.
Let me try.
Okay? I'm gonna try to do it.
You can absolutely do it.
Come
Oh,
over here
see?
and try it.
You just had to give it a little extra
Okay.
oomph, like
Whoa.
Dad taught you.
Whoa, I didn't go in.
He shouldn't have let you in. Let me check the lighting. Maybe whoever built this map fucked up. Hang on. Let me see here.
My favorite part of the who done it when we find out who did it.
That's not it. I hate this. The changes they made to this thing. Let me change it to. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, there is a door. You couldn't have gone any further. It just allowed you to step into the door. That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's all good. Okay, yeah. Once you're that close, nope, doesn't work for you either, Dougie boy.
Hey,
Oh,
there's
that's weird. Okay.
something's prohibiting our magic.
So that's not good, right? Maybe it is
Well-
good, because no one else can do magic.
What if I comprehend languages from back here and then walk up? I wonder if I'll lose my sense. So I'm gonna just test that out, Gore. I'm gonna cast it where
Okay.
Doug was originally.
Okay, yeah, you successfully cast your spell there.
Yeah, and then I like slowly walk towards the door.
And soon as you get within like 5 feet of it, spell just fails.
It's powerful magic.
Anti-magic.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry, sister, you sounded, I don't know. It was very funny to me when you said that.
What, that it was powerful magic?
Yeah,
and
but
it's
you
the
like,
opposite
but
of
you,
magic.
well, but you like said it to yourself. I feel like I feel like you felt like you were the main character of this moment. It was just very funny to me.
I mean, aren't I?
Well, I mean, yes, but I mean, look, I can be dramatic sometimes, but watching you do something and go, powerful magic, like that was just a little much, sister. Let's
Trip is gonna poke his head out from around the wagon and just be like, you know, that's what you look like always.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Always.
Now you all can be
No.
a little dramatic, and it is
not me.
adorable when you put on your shows,
It's my job to put on shows. These two
and
do
it is
for free.
adorable.
I'm gonna
put
edge
on
up.
shows.
Toontown Bob, what's up?
Of muscle and force.
Oh boy. Again, you're still behind the wagon while you're doing that.
And it's like,
Yeah,
you're
Trip's
already
still.
so-
Sorry, Octavius is still right here.
Like, I kicked it over. I kicked it still.
He's like routinely just kicking the tire, right?
Yeah, just kicking it again.
I
Just
mean,
out of a small act of rebellion.
Right.
guys, this is pretty easy. You don't need magic to solve this.
Oh,
You just do the gestures. First start out like this, and then you go like this, and then you go like this.
I don't remember seeing Rictavio doing that.
I'm gonna
And I
imitate all the
specifically
symbols.
said Kazan.
Well, go on then.
Go ahead.
I already did. So
No, you
this, to this, to this with my legs spread out,
Okay.
to this with my arms down,
oh boy.
to this with my arms up, to this the other opposite way, like this, and then that again.
Amazingly enough, the idiot may have been onto something for a change because the thing glows. And you hear a as the door opens.
Wow.
Kazan!
So he can do magic after all.
Sure, yeah.
See, this is the thing you've been missing. Seth is just he's good at figuring this kind of shit
But
out.
listen, I didn't see Rictavio do that, and why would it?
Well,
lines as a-
if you recall,
Yeah.
Rictavio, you didn't get to see him finish what he was going to do because he stopped and said, "Okay, let me think about this. I need to make sure I get this right." And then it faded out, if you remember.
Okay. Okay, before we go in, let me just throw this little theory out there, okay? He opened the door by repeating everything just in clockwise order. But what if we did it in whatever order that maybe Rictavio did? It opens a different portal door to a different tower. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind.
I
'Cause
mean,
I
you
feel
could,
like there's more to it.
Yeah.
you
Or
could
maybe
go
that's it. Maybe the door's open.
or you could go the reverse way.
No,
I started
not right now.
I started the upper left. You could start at the middle right
Okay.
and
Well,
go
let's
the
just go
opposite.
see what's in there then.
All right.
Last time I got hit at all, I nearly died. Do do do.
Oh, I'm still way hurt.
No, we rested.
well, we
We
rested.
did. I just forgot I didn't hit the button.
Hang on a second.
There we go.
Wait, there's a rest button?
If you use D&D Beyond like me.
Oh, gross.
Gross.
I don't have any money.
Isn't it free?
It's free.
Oh, but then you don't get like a lot of the stuff though.
I have everything I
True.
need for a ranger anyway.
Oh, so nothing.
So nothing.
Are we going in?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Because we're just standing out
After
here.
you then,
do we
Seth,
ha-
since
do
you
we
opened
have
the
a
door.
formation? Do we have a
Alright.
formation for this? I mean,
I
we
don't think so.
had plans for things like this.
I'm just gonna start. Well, I'm gonna walk in. Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Well, you can get as far as there, at least.
Oh, okay.
It might have allowed, because the line is so thin, it probably let you see further than you should. But basically, what you see. Let's see, make sure I'm at the right. Yeah, so when you walk in, there's like a large kind of drape. An old weather-worn drape is kind of like just hanging like in this little 5-foot foyer. Little 5x5 sort of foyer, and then there's this drape there. The drape is kind of slightly flowing as the wind is blowing past you and buffing in it.
I'm gonna like scooch to my side to let Octavius pass me by because he's small, so he probably can't.
Yeah.
I can anyways, yeah.
I mean, there's room
Yeah.
for several of you to fit in this foyer. It's just...
Okay. Hello?
There is yet still no answer.
I'm gonna try to move the drape, the curtain, or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you grab hold of the curtain drape, pull it aside, to reveal the lower floor of the tower. So the flagstone floor is strewn with debris, and a few old crates stand near the eastern wall. A torn curtain to the south partially was obscuring the tower's vestibule, which you've now pulled aside. There is a 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor, containing 4 pulleys attached to taut iron chains that stretch up through a similar-sized hole in the rotting ceiling above. Standing next to the chains are 4 large clay statues.
I'm going to enter the room.
Okay.
I'm not being stopped. And then move to the side so everyone else can enter too.
All right, yeah, you kind of step on some of the broken wood that fell from the ceiling above. The wood, as you can tell, is very kind of worn, old, and rotten.
We'll step in with them.
Okay.
Whoa.
Octavius or
Do these look like the crates that
They do.
Octavio put in?
They do.
Okay.
I'm going in.
Okay.
Find a spot in here.
All right. So it's 3 of you entered.
I want to see what's in the crate then.
Well, do we move these around?
Not yet. Let's see what's in the crate
What?
that Octavio brought.
Okay.
I'm gonna, let's open a crate.
Yeah, I help if I need. If she needs help, I will help.
All right. Okay. You bust open the old crate. Inside, you find what looks like the trappings that you might have found in the coffin makers. There's hammers and bags of nails in this one. Like several iron hangers and large nails that are like wooden nails.
Just. I'm gonna check this one now.
Okay. You open that one up. You find several sets of iron shackles.
Okay. Creepy. Can you check that other one, Octavius?
Yes, I'll walk over and check the others. Whatever's in there.
Like the feeling of this.
Oh, and there's a vote of inspiration going on. Look.
Oh, nice. What for?
Seth, inspiration for being the idiot to figure it out. But you barely passed it. But
I voted no on myself. So.
Well, that's your own fault. But you did pass, so you get inspiration.
Congratulations.
Let me see. Where's my... there we are. Ping! As if by magic, the light bulb appears. There you go. There was no bot to promote it, I know, right?
I'm starting to like D&D.
I think I'm starting to like D&D.
I'm starting to like Barovia.
Stay a while. Stay forever.
Octavius was opening those other two crates.
Okay.
Yes.
The second one is coils and coils of hemp rope. Good quality rope by the
Still
looks of it.
Take it.
I mean,
I'll grab some rope.
yeah, I mean, you could definitely grab a 50-foot coil of rope out of there.
Sweet. That's what I shall do.
You know what? When I see him do that, I take a couple of the shackles.
Okay. Never know when you need to handcuff someone to the bed.
Kill someone?
Whoa.
Easy. That's my daughter you're talking about.
I meant wall.
That's right. Big
I'm
guy
gonna
in
get
the
two.
sky.
Two pairs of shackles.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they're pretty darn heavy, so
Oh.
you wouldn't want to carry bunches. They're very clanky, so you might want to like wrap them so they don't make a whole bunch of noise.
Wrap them in some cloth.
So that only leaves you with one crate.
Vampire spawn. Vampire spawn. Vampire spawn.
You.
Yeah, one of us would open that one too, I'm sure.
Zoom in a little bit for you guys. Okay. Yeah, so the last one
Vampire spawn.
is a heavy crossbow
Oh.
and 20 silvered bolts.
Hmm.
What?
Dad, you should take this.
Let me take a look at that.
Okay. It's a heavy crossbow made pretty well. I mean, it's no masterpiece, but it's sturdy and solid. And yeah, there are 20 bolts that have all been silvered. Clearly, somebody had some intentions with these supplies, it would look like.
Must be just a standard heavy crossbow, you think?
Yes. Standard heavy crossbow, but it does have 20 silvered bolts, which is what really makes it more attractive.
I'm gonna have that too, real quick.
Hey, Dad,
I'm sure nobody will miss it.
I'm pretty sure he will miss it.
No.
You said in your vision he was packing this into his tower that we just entered uninvited, and now you're taking stuff from the boxes he just unloaded into his house.
I don't know if this is Rictavio's house.
I mean,
thought it
it's
was
the
a
place
delivery.
he goes to. It's his hideout. I mean, we have a hideout. We also have it's also a house. I mean, it's a figure of speech here, but yeah, no, robbing someone's hideout isn't better than robbing someone's house. Stealing someone's things, especially when they're your ally and friend, is not cool.
I don't think this is Rictavio's tower. I think he was delivering stuff to somebody. That's my theory.
Maybe it was for us because he thought we were
Or
coming.
you know,
here.
he has his one assistant. What's her?
Now
what's
you
her
all
name?
sound like Kenders.
Perhaps
From
we should
Dragonlance.
find out. We need to explore the rest of the tower. and
Maybe
get
we
clues.
shouldn't take the stuff of our one possible ally in this land who's helped us
Right, right,
uncover
right,
the secrets
right.
of the Thanes and maybe actually have a chance against our adversary here.
But
Right,
listen, we're just borrowing it. I've left a note already.
But what? Yes, the IOU,
Yeah,
right? Like last time.
Left a
Yes.
note. It was just borrowing it.
Yeah, we're just borrowing it.
Put it back, please.
Let's
Like
just see
eventually, you
what's-
mean?
No,
Let's just
like
see what's going on.
now,
and
and then we ask maybe if we can borrow some supplies if he's okay with that.
Look, let me tell you something I've learned in my many years of existence, Trip. This is a little something I might pass on to you here. I've found, personally, that it is better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission.
Yeah, because you're dealing with Douglas all the time.
Yes,
What is-
I'm
what
dealing
is-
with my father. What is... I don't understand.
That's not how the world works.
See,
I
if you were
always
to
forgive
do
my
this,
boy.
if you were to
I
do
disagree.
this,
I
right,
disagree.
and
Okay.
say-
maybe
and
he
say
just
there
needed
was
help unpacking and
someone
he got
here
busy.
who was, say, required to have a conscientious attitude towards right and wrong, say, in your presence right now, watching you do this, they might be offended by your actions and say, have to buy, and then pulling out the little book, some code of authority have to act against you in some form.
I understand. Yes, I'll put it away.
Yes.
And then I wink.
Yes, you... would you like me to put it away, sister?
Yes, please.
Douglas can't wink, but he blinks.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Got it.
Wonderful. I'll put it away.
So
Sleight of
y'all are
hand. Sleight of
basically
hand.
acting like you're putting the stuff back.
I'm
but you're
pretending like I'm
stealing it.
putting away, like kind of turn away from.
Yeah, me too. We're
So
very much
I
up to
have
something.
the,
Click
I have
around.
the observant feature. My passive perception
Yeah.
kills you.
I think it's really going to come down to does Trip call you on it, or does he just roll his eyes and say, "Oh, for fuck's sake"? I mean,
It's not stealing until we leave the house, and we haven't left.
We can't even
Just-
try. We can't even try to hide it and do it.
I mean, you can certainly attempt to if you want to do that. First of all, you'll have to beat what. So, what's Trip's passive perception?
17.
So you got to beat a 17 to have a chance at it, and
Okay.
then
We gotta try.
he
I have a
can
plus
base.
5 sleight of hand.
Yeah,
so-
and then he can base it. So if you use, so basically it'll be your sleight of hand versus Trip's perception, but he doesn't even have to roll unless you beat a 17.
that's fine. I'm still a punk ass little kid.
Hey,
I'm
do
gonna
it.
Try to do
I
it.
don't disagree. You should
I
try
don't
it.
even care if he's looking straight at me. I'm still gonna be like, like I'm a dumbass little kid. I'm gonna try to do it.
Do it.
You're the kid with the chocolate cake on your mouth saying, I didn't eat the
Yeah,
cake.
I didn't do
Dad."
it. Oh yeah, 100.
Put the lighter down.
Because at this point,
Put it
he's not
down.
even trying. He's not even trying to steal it. He's just trying to get away with it from his brother. That's at this point what
Okay.
he's feeling.
Well, Octavius, go ahead and give me your
wants
sleight of
to
hand
do it.
roll.
All right, he's gonna be like, yes, of course, I'll put it away right now. Here we go. I'm putting it
If
away.
you're saying it that way, then I'm just watching you do this.
That's fine. That's
Go
fine.
up to the roll.
That's fine. Here we go. Sleight of hand.
Come on.
Here we go.
Oh.
No, not gonna be good.
Yeah. So I
So
mean,
yeah, you see me, and I'm like,
Yes, of course, no problem, sister. I'll just take that from you. Clink, 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 clink.
in the bag.
clink, 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 clink. In the barrel it goes. In the barrel it
Octavius,
goes.
Octavius,
Yes.
if you did a better job, I might have forgiven you.
Well, okay, but I said clink, clink.
Now, lock. Daddy will
pretty
put it away here.
Fine.
Here. Come on, you
Yeah,
two,
I'll
give me
just
that.
hand it over like with my head down. Wait, did you try to?
Douglas attempted to, but Douglas is less is less
It
artful
falls
than
behind
you
my
are.
back. I'm like, oh,
Oh my god.
Douglas,
it's a slippery little guy.
Douglas, You can choose Octavius
Slippery
as your
little
son.
thing. It's a giant crossbow.
Douglas, you can choose Octavius as your son. I can choose you as not my dad.
Whoa!
Excuse me?
Put the damn crossbow
You
back.
have been. Wait a second.
Ripped.
You have been would you call yourself a devout follower of this for literally 2 minutes, and you're going to tell me that you're
Bloody
not my
do-gooder.
son anymore?
Grab the popcorn, kids.
You've stolen coats,
I've watched
wine
you
glasses.
fall into the shadows of the
You've
land.
backslid and now he's
Under the
disowned you.
Side of the hills. You are not leading your children in a way
We're-
that is going to bring them anywhere good. If anything, you're leading them on their own betrayal of themselves. We're not going to
Okay,
get home.
listen.
We're never going to see mom.
Trip, you
We're
can
not going
believe
to meet
in
our
whatever
baby brother.
you can believe in whatever religion you want to believe in. It's totally fine, but you don't get to push that on the rest of your family. Okay?
It's not about
So-
religion. It's about doing something not evil
But
in a
yeah,
it's
land
like-
that's trying
And
to
while you're
convert us.
focusing on Douglas,
I'm
through the
put it
corner
back!
of your eyes, you see.
No, I'm in the way. I'm in the way. You've
Yeah,
been
I think at
He
this
just hands
point,
it back again.
Trimp is clearly alerted enough.
Oh, I'm still gonna try
No
to
one's
do
going to
it.
succeed anymore, so you can save your rolls.
Well, what
Okay,
if Gemma tried?
I'm still gonna try.
Gemma didn't try.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
can
gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, you can
Aw.
attempt as many times as you wish.
No, no,
Trimp
no.
will see you, so you guys can argue it out.
If we're not going to bring what's right to this land, we're just going to become part of it. That's what happened to
You're-
Gambiemos. We
are
need to be
gaining
better.
whatever means we need to get the job done, and that's
Rightly.
final.
We're doing it the right
Rightly, there's
way.
nothing right about anything that we're doing here.
We are
not
here
stealing.
to visit a friend, and you are stealing his things,
No one is
which he
stealing
has
anything.
acquired to the same end we desire. We are taking his ability to do something for the sake of having it, which none of this is
Well, let's
necessary
go-
for our own need.
Why don't we do
need
this?
these.
We will go find him right now, and we will ask him. Then, if he says no, we can't have these things. We'll put them
Basic
back in the box."
morality.
There you go. Compromise.
Well, I was just taking it so that we could take it up to him. So if he asks, "Oh, which one are you talking about?" I could have showed him, "Oh, this specific one."
Exactly.
That's
What
all.
if
That's all.
something's
I
up
was just
there
trying to. I
already?
was just trying to make things easy on everyone, really.
I
That's what I
don't
was
want.
trying to do.
I don't want any of the other 6 shackles. I just want these particular
Right?
two.
Because what if he asks, like, "Well, which one is it?" And we have to go, "Oh, I don't know. Let me go back downstairs." I was just trying to. Yeah.
Are there stairs? What do we?
There are no
what are these
stairs.
statues?
As I said, there is a 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor containing 4 pulleys attached to taut iron chains that stretch up through a similar sized hole in the wooden ceiling above. And then standing next to the chains are 4 tall clay statues.
Some sort of mechanism to get up there. Let's
Okay.
focus on that and make sure he's okay, and then we will discuss the possessions.
Should we
that's-
try moving one of these on?
Yes.
Okay. Seth,
Yeah.
Uncle Seth, can you help?
You got this. I believe in you.
No.
I
No,
just sigh and
I
I
am
take
weak
one.
physically.
I'll take one.
So what are you taking?
What's the plan? We're taking one of the boxes?
No, a statue, pushing the statue.
Okay, so I will push one of the
think.
statues then.
You touch the statue and it suddenly
Uh-oh.
enlarges and kind of
Oh!
Oh!
turns its
Oh.
head and glances down at you as much to say, "Excuse me?"
Huh.
Hello?
What is it?
Does it look aggressive?
It has a very void, kind of blank, featureless face. So, as I said, it just kind of like got bigger, and then it just turned its head to kind of be like,
What if I touch it again? Does it shrink back
Gets
down?
even bigger.
"You want to touch it again?"
Yes.
Okay.
Very non-aggressive.
Like I just tap.
Yeah.
then it will kind of like turn around and like bow up a little bit. Doesn't make any aggressive moves, but it certainly seems to have postured itself a little differently now.
Okay, well, that didn't work.
Excuse me, kind sir or madam, can you stand in the center of that square? I guess.
It's doesn't seem to pay any attention to you. It's still just glaring straight at Douglas.
Maybe you tell him, Dad.
Oh,
I will
maybe
point
it's
behind
a lift.
him. I'll
Oh,
point
And
at
they do the
oh, they
lifting.
pull it. Maybe.
All right, you turn. You kind of like point behind you.
to where the
He kind of like
lift is.
turns his head as if he's trying to look to see what you're pointing at.
That like the
Lift,
pulley.
pull.
Should we
Help.
stand on it first?
Okay. Go and stand on it.
I'm a little nervous to activate these other guys. Oh,
Oh.
As soon as you stand there, all four of them suddenly, and they reach forward.
oh! I'm gonna try to jump.
Hurry! Hurry!
Jump on.
Bear in mind, the platform is up there. It's not down here.
Oh wait, it's not. Never mind.
Oh.
But they begin
Okay.
all in perfect unison, slowly moving the rope or the chains, and you can see a platform slowly coming down. And I do mean slowly, like just coming down, like clunk, 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 clunk. But eventually, it is all the way down to the floor and sitting right here.
Can we all fit on this?
It's a tight fit, but you can if you all kind of position yourselves.
Come on over.
I'm on.
Me too.
Okay, Seth's jumped on.
Is there room for one more?
You can kind of squidge yourself in between Seth and...
I'll go this way so I can hold Octavius down so he doesn't steal anything.
Okay. Alright. As soon as you're all on, they're all just kind of standing there.
Up. Go. Release.
Hazan.
Lift. What's the password?
Please.
I don't know.
Ascend.
I'm just gonna point up.
The second you point up,
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
yeah, it seems like these things, like whenever you pointed to the thing, it's like they don't seem to have any ability to audibly understand anything. It's like gestures, right? Kind of, like you had to do gestures. You had to do Mr. Roboto to get in here. So, so basically, riding up is like this. And you just kind of like slowly go up in little jerky steps. But let's see if I can... I have to move these out a little bit so I can just grab you guys. Alright,
Paranoia. It's a puzzle made by players.
okay, but after a while, you are up to another floor. So, dust and cobwebs fill this otherwise seemingly empty room. The wooded floor on the left-hand side seems to have busted away more considerably than anywhere else. However, on this wall here, and on this wall here, are what appears to be large wooden boards have been leant against the thing, and there are pictures and diagrams and pieces of string pointing all over the place, like tying them together with pins in.
Is Charlie Day in this room
No,
doing his little thing? that gif? Okay.
Yeah.
he is not. You are going to continue to go upwards unless you do anything to try to either jump off on this floor or whatever.
Anybody jumping?
I'm not if nobody else is.
I'm
Okay.
staying on.
Staying
So
on.
just remember that was there then.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's not just flat ceiling above us where we get crushed, right?
Well, there's a top to it. But you haven't got there yet.
Okay.
Okay. As it pushes up through the next floor, time and the elements have all but destroyed this chamber, leaving a gash in the northwest wall and slimy black mildew on the walls. The wooden floors are very rotted, and you're not entirely convinced that they would even support much weight. But you can clearly see you could get from this busted down piece of tower onto the scaffoldings.
Okay.
Still going up?
Staying on. If there's another floor. Yeah.
Then you will eventually arrive at the top of the tower. Okay.
Homie, wouldn't you say this is kind of like somebody's house?
Let's see. Unlike the levels below, this room shows sign of recent habitation, and although the place reeks of mold and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cozy bed, a desk with a matching chair, bright tapestries, and a large iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. Light enters through arrow slits, as well as through dirty caked windows with broken shutters. Other features of the room include a standing suit of shiny armor and a large wooden chest. The old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower roof, which has somehow remained intact. Mounted to the rafters are pulleys around which hang the iron chains, which obviously are supporting the elevator structure.
Does there still look like more
No,
floors?
there is
Okay.
nowhere else but up, and it stops at this floor.
Okay. Suppose I'll hop off.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Maybe wander to the desk to see if there's indication of if it looks like somebody's
Okay.
journal or something.
So, as soon as you walk over to the desk, let me see here. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, you walk over to the desk, and all of a sudden, the sword in the big suit of armor just suddenly goes and crashes down on the floor next to you, putting a large chunk out of the floor. With that, it takes one singular step forward.
I immediately back up. It's alive. I should have known. Hello?
We come in peace.
I don't want to ruin our friend's security system, but come on.
Yeah, it is moving with the sword raised aggressively in your directions.
Oh, great.
Gonna use that heavy crossbow by right about now.
I was going to say some shackles, maybe.
Rictavio, a friend?
I don't think anyone's in there. Is my detect magic still functioning at
does
this
not
point or
work.
It died at the door.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot. I can't help this fight then.
Okay. Yeah, it is still moving towards you guys. So if you're all just going to stand there, it's going
When it gets
to
on the
wail on
elevator,
one of you.
when it gets on the elevator, can I go like this and point down?
Well, here's the problem. They can't see you.
How would we get down otherwise?
How would you get down otherwise? Who knows? There must be a way, logically. Okay, well, in that case then, where are we at on time? Yeah, we got 30 minutes. Go ahead and do the thing. Roll for initiative.
Okay.
There we go.
Alrighty. Alright, so Octavius with a 17, Seth with a 15, Trip close 14, and then Douglas and Gemma respectively on 12s. Alrighty. Oh yeah, straight roll. Okay. And this thing will go on a 8. Okay. Yeah, so with all that happening, as you said, it took a swing at Gemma. It's boldly marching forward towards you in an aggressive fashion. Octavius, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, if it's coming at us, I'm gonna swing at it. I mean, I'm gonna walk up and hit it unless someone like looks at me and tells me to stop.
Okay.
But if not,
All right. Well, then in that case, give me just a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
That's probably a miss.
Yes. You swing at it, but it kind of like glances off the smooth, sharp, shiny shape of the armor. However, the second one does find some purchase.
All right. First of all, I would have, as I take my sword out, I run it across my hand.
Okay.
To get my...
Do you want the good news or the bad news? You felt the pain of the cut, but nothing happens to that rapier. It doesn't glow red.
What's the good news?
Yeah, what's the good news?
You still hit it, and it did hurt it.
Okay.
But I mean, you hit it for 10. Okay. Yep. So you like,
great.
But like, that's probably why you missed with the first one, because it was like, wait, what? As you kind of realize that any other time you've run your hand through it, the blade has glown red. Doesn't do so. Okay, Seth.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm gonna try to find a way to get the lift to go down since it's on the lift.
Okay.
Like a notch or a button. I guess I would like circle around it, to this side.
Okay. So you're gonna basically just kind of like
I don't want to
circle
attack
around
it.
and okay, fine.
Yeah.
Give me a perception skill roll.
Come on.
I am going to use my detective skills to get advantage on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Because I don't want to make the same. So it's called detective work. I don't want to make the same mistake I did with fucking Cage. So perception. 22.
Okay. You kind of study the situation very well. You notice that all 4 pulleys are the same. All the chains are attached to it the same way. There literally is nothing that looks like some kind of mechanism to change this direction on this thing.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something other than some form of mechanical whatever. Trip.
Crap.
Yeah, I'll probably take a quick run around back, seeing sparks flying off this thing, and try and wail on it with my longsword.
Okay.
since I don't really have much else I can do. Huh?
Hmm?
No. Close.
That's
Kind
like
of
the
just
best I can
glances
do.
down the side of the shoulder plate to the floor. Douglas.
Yes. Douglas is going to hit it. Please? Oh, thank you.
That will strike it.
Okay. No Slayer's Prey, I assume.
You can try
Well,
it,
that's
but
What?
nothing.
you can try it.
Quiet, Christy.
Hey, it's my turn.
Okay, do you have the verbiage for Slayer's Prey?
As a bonus action, you can designate one creature you see within 60 feet. The first time that turn takes a hit with a weapon attack, it takes an extra 1d6.
Okay, that's not a magical attack inherently, so that will count.
Okay.
So you hit it for 11.
Here's another one.
That arrow whistles past it and zooms between Trip and Octavius and
Four.
clashes against the window over here, or the door, or the wall. Sorry. Gemma.
I'm going to take a look at the desk to see if there's any clues to or any other way that gives away like how to lower the lift or whose desk this is.
Okay.
So
Um,
yeah, looking for clues on the desk.
Alrighty, so it is strewn with papers, with diagrams, notes, and things like that. There is also the burnt kind of spine of what looks like at one point was a book. And kind of like laying next to it is like a singular page that looks like it might have survived the flames, or somebody ripped it out before they burnt the rest of it. As you kind of like glance at it and just kind of like try to, get an idea. Let me look at something real quick. Yeah, an immediate glance, there's really nothing to tell you who or what this might have belonged to.
Okay.
Its turn. Okay. Let me make a dice roll here. 1d3 for those that have hit it. 1-2 will be Octavius. 3-4 will be Trip. 5-6 will be Douglas.
I didn't hit it.
Oh, did you not hit
What
it?
if you missed?
Oh, you missed completely. Douglas,
Yeah,
you hit
I
it once.
whiffed.
No, you missed. Then you don't count. 1, 2, 3 is Octavius. 4, 5, or 6 will be Doug. Okay. So basically, instead of moving, it just does a huge, big, whoa, swings around with its sword, whoosh, trying to hack into poor Octavius.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a miss.
it goes over your head. Clearly, it underestimated the height of its assailant.
Aw.
Ooh, and I forgot that. So now it is, as it didn't move. However, after that huge swing, it kind of rears up and comes down in a chopping motion, because it actually can make 2 attacks.
Of course it can.
But 20.
Oh, it just hits.
Oh, okay.
Just hits.
Well, here's the good news, dude.
Oh, sorry.
It's 8 damage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
It's like you said that
I'm
before.
doing all right.
What you now realize
It
is the
wasn't
sword
good.
itself, it's really not an actual sword. It's a piece of metal crafted as a sword to part of the statue, and it's not even sharp. So it's bludgeoning damage. In fact, what it is, you just got hit by a piece of rebar for a mere 8 points of damage. Yep. This thing suddenly doesn't seem that scary to you.
Interesting.
Octavius.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like just kind of get hit by this and think that it's gonna hurt way more, but then it doesn't really.
Ooh.
So I just kind of like, yeah, I kind of shake it off, and I go to raise my sword again, but I remember the stupid family discussion we just had, and I give a quick look to my family, like, "Is this okay? Can I hit this thing?"
I think the idea is once we're in the fight, you don't ask.
Okay, and I'm
well,
gonna.
there you go. You got your answer from your brother.
I'm swinging 2 more times.
Okay.
Let's see. 1 and 2.
Yikes.
You hit it the first one.
All right.
Another chip on the another chink in the armor. Seth.
I mean, I'm seeing no other option, and also seeing Octavius get hit for like 8 damage. Not a lot of damage. I'm just gonna
belted him with
yeah.
what looks like a sword.
I'm just gonna throw up my hands without the silver dagger this time, and spend a moxie point, and basically do a flurry of blows.
Okay.
They call it the 1-2. So just 4 punches in the back.
Have at it.
My computer is acting a little slow, so apologize for that.
Ooh, nice.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
2 hits.
1, 2, 3 hits. So 8, 6, and 10. So 24. Okay, yeah, you kind of like move in behind it and just suddenly start wailing on the back plate and the shoulder plates, and it literally just like comes apart and falls to the ground in pieces on the ground. You're like just laying strewed all over the place. It just
So
whatever this
sorry.
thing was,
I throw my
was-
hands like this. Yeah,
it wasn't much of an adversary for you guys for sure.
All right. Oh,
I'm picking up that piece of paper, Gore.
Okay. You want to take a closer look at it?
Yeah.
Alrighty. This is gonna be fun.
But it's smaller.
Edit. Let me just put it in my journal. Let me put it in Gemma's journal for now. Unless you're going to read it out loud, Gemma, then I'm just going to show it to you initially.
I'd probably be reading it out loud, to be honest.
Okay, well in that case
'Cause I'm
then.
the main character of this
I was
room.
gonna say.
Of course.
Not even paying attention that you guys are defeating like. a
All right,
statue
so
over
it
there.
is basically twin pages of a journal. And if you're going to read it out loud, I'll go ahead and read it because it's very hard for you to read the actual
Sure.
writing there. It says, "For more than 3 decades now, I've undertaken to investigate and expose creatures of darkness in this purifying light of truth and knowledge. Hero I am named in some circles, sage and master hunter in others. That I have survived countless supernatural assaults is seen as a marvel amongst my peers. My name is spoken with fear and loathing amongst my foes. In truth, this virtuous calling began as an obsession, an obsessive effort to destroy a vampire that murdered my child. It has become for me a tedious and bleak career. Even as my life of hunting monsters began, I felt the weight of time on my weary shoulders. Today, I am a man who has simply lived too long. Like a regretful lich, I find myself inexorably bound to an existence I sought out of madness, and seemingly must now endure for all eternity. Of course I shall die, but whatever I shall ever rest in my grave haunts my idle thoughts and torments me in my dreams. I expect that those who think me a hero will change their minds when they know the whole truth about my life as a hunter of the unnatural. Nevertheless, I must reveal here and now that I have been the indirect yet certain cause of many deaths and the loss of many good friends. Mistake me not! I do not merely feel some for my life, rather I come to grips with the devastation realization. I now see that I am the object of a baleful Vistani curse. Damn you, Vistani! More tragically, the nature of this hex is such that I have not borne the brunt of it. Instead, far worse, those who surround me have fallen victims to it. I have related the tragic story of how my only child, Erasmus, was taken by Vistani and sold to a vampire. I explained how Erasmus was made a minion of the Night Stalker, and how it was my miserable part to free him from that fate at the end of a pointed stake. What I have neglected to illuminate before is how I tracked Erasmus's kidnappers across the land, and how I extracted Erasmus's whereabouts from them. In fact, the Vistani took Erasmus with my own unwitting permission. They had brought an extremely ill member of their tribe to me one evening and insisted that I treat him. But I was unable to save the young man's life. In fear of the retribution, I begged the Vistani to take anything of mine, if only they would withhold their terrifying powers of which I knew nothing. To my lasting astonishment, they chose to purposely take my son in exchange for their loss. By the time I realized what had occurred, they were already an hour gone. Incensed beyond reason, I strapped the body of the dead young man to my horse and doggedly followed the Vistani caravan through the woods, naively allowing the sun to set before me, without seeking shelter for the night. Shortly after darkness fell, I was beset by undead that would have slain me had not their master, a lich, intervened and spared my life. For reasons that I do not completely understand. He somehow detected me, and with his powerful magic took control of a pack of zombies that wandered in the forest. He spoke to me through the mouths of these dead things and placed a magic ward against undead upon me, then animated the dead Vistani and bade it tell me where I could find its people. Unfortunately, I say in hindsight, the plan worked. I found the child stealers and my unwelcome entourage, including a growing horde of voracious undead that could not touch me, thanks to the Lich's ward. When I found the caravan, I threatened to set the zombies upon the Vistani unless they returned my dear boy. They replied that they had already sold him to the vampire, Baron Metis. Something inside me snapped, and I released the zombies on the entire tribe, and they were all eaten alive. Yet the story is not ended. Before she died, the leader cursed me, saying, "Live you always among monsters and see everyone you love die beneath their claws." Even now, so many years later, I can hear her words with painful clarity. A short time later, I found my dear Erasmus made into a vampire. He begged me to end his curse, which I did with a heavy heart. The darkness has torn him from my loving arms forever, and I foolishly believed that the curse had exacted its deadly toll. I wept until an insatiate desire of vengeance filled the bottom rift of my heart. There you go.
Wow. So Rictavio does live here, I guess. Camp out. Or something of the nature.
Yeah, I guess we can assume from the letter that Rictavio lives here. Oh my god.
Where is he?
Probably in the company of
know.
monsters from the... No.
Hmm.
I mean, unless we find a way down, we're kind of stuck here, right?
Well, wasn't there a ledge on the floor below us?
You could get out through the busted side of the wall, yes. Although the floor between you and the wall looked like it was probably not going to hold much weight.
Well, we got rope. So
Thankfully,
Yes,
we
we
do.
did.
Yes.
just go out the side and climb down.
Can we like not go down on the elevator the way we came up?
Yeah,
That'd
I'm
be
gonna
way-
Seem like it.
stand on the elevator and
Really? There's no way?
I want to look at the fireplace. Does it look like it's been used recently, or
It's still kind of sooty and not covered with any cobwebs, so probably fairly recently.
what
It's
if
not
we
still
pull-
warm or anything like that, so it's not been very recent, but
So Rictavio is cursed. Is that what I got from this? And he actually.
Killed a lot of people, and there's a lich somewhere about
Right.
causing problems that we weren't previously aware of.
little
Oh, he is
thing I'm
kind of
standing
the
next
cause
to?
for his son's vampirism.
Indirectly,
Right.
he didn't really do anything wrong to that, and
So wait, is that why Fomorius didn't like him then maybe? He could like smell it on him?
Eee.
Ah, could be.
See, I knew there was something. I knew Fomorius wouldn't just dislike him for no reason. I knew it.
Memorius is such a good boy.
Yes, he is.
didn't we find out Fomorius was a girl?
I can't remember. I was like, we found out.
I don't know. Who
But now I
cares?
can't remember which one.
what was that?
Did we find out if Memorius was a girl or a boy?
I mean, that was also a vision, so
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know if that was
I
real.
don't know.
Score, I want
Okay.
to take a look at this little. I don't know what this is. Is this like another desk or?
Let's see. Cozy bed, a desk with matching chair, bright tapestries, a large iron stove with plenty of wood at the feet. With the room include standing suit of armor and a wooden chest, old wooden rafters, blah 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 blah. Mounted to the rafters. I think that's more like just a little table for like prepping food and stuff
The
on.
description doesn't have like elevator button. on
No,
it?
it definitely does. It definitely does not. No,
Dang, I thought I was gonna read it out loud. I'm just like
definitely doesn't.
Elevator button. Oh!
Yeah.
push to.
No, I mean other than the desk here, stove here, with all the wood behind it, bed and chest here, little table here.
Things
Well-
were signaled visually. So how could we signal to them another way to pull it down?
Can we lift a corner and
I'm gonna stand on the elevator and give a little hop, like a little bounce, like not jump, but down.
Voice doesn't work.
Huh?
They have to see. I'm gonna take a log
Okay,
and
pick you up a
start-
piece of firewood.
I want to start a little fire in here and see if that like
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, does something.
I mean, lighting a fire in the base of a nice and dry stove is not a thing you're going to not be able to do well.
I
So
would hope not.
yeah, you can absolutely no survival. Your passive survival skill is more than enough to get a fire going
Okay,
in a nice little stove.
maybe the smoke will do something.
Yeah, there is like a little chimney stack that does kind of go up through the ceiling.
So there are chains going to the ceiling, right?
Going to a set of pulleys above you. Yes.
To the pulleys. So I'm gonna take one of the chains and pull it down.
It starts to move down.
Oh, whoa, whoa!
Like yeah,
Ah.
like you yanked on it and in the downward motion and.
Do we go down or do we stay here? I don't know.
You're either going down now or you're getting off now. Your decision.
I'm done.
someone
down.
needs to go down so we can send it back up to get the rest of it at least.
Okay,
Well, you could just pull it up, right?
so Seth basically.
I'll go down. I'll go down first.
Well, Seth's already kind of down. You'll have to Seth will have to grab you and pull you down because this thing is already
you could
going
probably
down.
just jump, right?
I mean, it's moving slow, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so both of you dive on here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Are you going all the way to the ground floor, or did you want to stop and investigate any of the other floors on the way down?
Oh no.
Mhm.
Oh no.
I have no idea. Matt, what are you doing?
He's gonna steal shit now that I'm not watching.
Yeah, it's probably true, but
I don't know what you're
Seth
talking
isn't
about.
thinking about that. I mean,
Okay, so you guys will eventually get
that's
to
not
the
what Seth is
bottom.
worrying about.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
No,
this...
I would look at the second ledge if that's where Seth gets off.
Well, is Seth getting off at the second ledge?
No,
Oh, I don't know.
honestly, I would go all the way down because
Okay.
I'm not smart enough to figure out the paper wall.
Oh,
thing.
what all the diagrams and the string and all that was. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so...
he can do whatever he wants.
yeah, all right, yeah, so you'll ride
Seth
it...
is not thinking about
It
that.
takes a little while, but it'll get you all the way to the bottom. Okay.
I would hop off at the next ledge, Score.
The one with the diagrams or the one that just had the broken...
The one that we haven't seen yet. Are there 2 levels we haven't seen? I thought it was just
Yes,
two
no, there's 2
Oh, there's
levels.
2.
There's one that just had the hole in the wall and the scaffold outside and nothing really.
Uh-huh.
The next one down was the one that had the big kind of poster boards on the wall with pictures and...
Yeah, I think I'd go to that one just to check it out.
Okay.
So the second Octavius gets off to go to that one, I would pull the chain up a little bit
Oh, I didn't mean to grab you. Okay.
to try to get it to stop because I obviously wouldn't want to descend alone.
Yeah, no, it'll do that. And you
Stop
very
that.
quickly realize, as well as showing them up, down, whatever, yanking on the chain in the desired direction gets them to do that as well. So you've kind of figured out the mechanism.
I'm a elevator guy, you know. Going up, sir.
Elevator guy.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So Octavius, you're going to be jumping out on this floor then, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So meanwhile, as that slowly descends, the other 3 of you are up here on the top floor. What do you wish to do?
Check the chest here too, just to see.
I was
if
gonna,
Okay.
I was gonna check the documents, see if I can find any more clues on the last vein.
Okay, so if you start looking at the other documents, you will see notes on vampires, werewolves, zombies, just scrawlings, things werewolves are susceptible to elements of magic and silvered weapons. Just generic monster hunter bullshit, really.
So nothing terribly useful in this.
If you were a layman, it would inform you of stuff, but you guys have been battling a lot of these things for a while, so... I mean, they may have, if you had the time to pore over them, maybe there's a few things in there that you might not know. Maybe it would be interesting to Octavius, at least.
I'm like ADHD speed reading for the word keywords that would make any.
Right, yeah, so that's basically what you're going to get out of this then.
Okay.
Generally, you'll find out that liches seem... you will learn this. Liches basically have to store their heart in some kind of phylactery, and they're basically indestructible until you find and destroy that. That's something you guys may or may not have known. You will also find out that they're very powerful, typically wizards. Usually wizards that have gotten so powerful they've seeked some way to cheat death, and are obviously very dangerous because of that, and again can't be hurt by normal means. A lot of interesting stuff. The chest. Okay. Douglas.
Yes.
Give me a perception roll with advantage as you approach the chest, please.
It's the body of his son. It's the body of his son. It's the body of his son.
Don't be a body.
Okay. You get a very clear sense of because of your incredible sense of smell since things happened. You get a strong lavender aroma coming from the chest, as well as an undertone of decay.
Is that right?
Huh.
I was guessing.
Gonna
funny.
open it.
Okay. So there are lots of sprigs of lavender in the chest, clearly there to prevent the horrible smell of a head, a severed head.
Oh God.
The
What?
head,
What?
the head has a waxy complexion, and it seems to have been embalmed with some kind of solutions or oil or something like that.
I'm gonna look in there. Ooh.
Gemma, don't look. It's
Oh.
no.
Does it look like Rictavio related to Rictavio in his
It's
feet?
too far
its
gone to
features?
tell.
Oh, that's
But I
diabolical, Dad.
will give you a perception skill roll because you might at least figure out something. But it would
Who
have to be
knew Rictavio? Wow. Yeah.
yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too kind of leathery and
I'm gonna pick it up.
No, don't.
Okay.
Oh God.
you pick it up. It's quite light, really, for a head.
I just want Octavius to see this, and then I'm gonna put it back. Octavius! Start yelling.
Yes.
There's a head up here.
What?
No, nobody needs to see the head. Put it back in there.
Come
my
look at it.
God.
That I'm not okay with touching. It's
I'm
probably.
I'll sit it back
done.
in.
Okay.
Fine. I'll let him come look at it.
Your hand probably smells awful.
Yeah. Hand sanitizer.
Okay.
That's it.
So are you gonna you probably are gonna hear that before you've gotten to the second floor. So Seth, are you gonna change direction and go back up?
I'm gonna look at Octavius for instruction. Up or continue?
Oh, well, I want to see that head, so up, please.
Okay. All right, yeah.
I'm gonna go up.
So yep, Octavius and Seth will emerge through the hole.
Slowly, our heads were just just the idea of appearing in the middle of a room.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. And I push past everybody like where's it? Where's it?
Chest.
Oh,
Don't.
and I
please.
creak.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
I sink down to my knees.
Okay.
Whose head is it?
I can't figure it out. Can you?
Um,
You can give a perception skill roll as well if you want, unless you've got anything more specific.
More specific. I would like to have something more specific.
Yeah.
Can't use magic. Or else I might.
No. So this wouldn't be like a history or anything. Like I haven't
Probably
seen this
not.
face
It's-
before.
well, go with the perception skill roll, and we'll see what we get from there.
Oh boy. Okay, this is not.
I know
probably
that's not
gonna be
your
good.
your best.
Not
Oh,
my forte.
Yeah, no, it's a head. Maybe you could ascertain that it's the head of a young male. That's about as close as you can get.
I mean, it just looks like a head. Is this Rictavio's head?
No. I'm hoping it's his son's head.
not
Why
hard.
are you hoping?
Because that's
I hope it's his
weird.
own head.
Wait, so
this
you
whole
think
time I thought Rictavio was lame, but kind of cool
this
now.
guy kind of rules, huh?
No, he's grieving his poor boy. But just put it back in there.
Let me ask: is this Seth? Is this what you wanted us to do, Seth? Is this more along the lines of what you were looking for the other night?
I'm gonna smile kind of sardonically and just go, "Yeah."
Oh, really? Yeah, you would like it to have decapitated one of the kids we lost and keep it in a chest somewhere
Well, we only lost one kid, so
to
we only
properly
had one option
grieve.
there. And
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want, little.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just
We're
saying.
not keeping any little kids' heads in chests. I'm gonna put my foot down on that.
But
the
what if there
family
were?
was absolutely clear on the wishes for the child. Throw him in the well. So
Fine.
That's very disturbing and sad.
yeah.
It is, and I love it.
What's your intelligence, Gemma?
My intelligence is +4.
4 million.
What are you at? 18,
18,
19?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
You're pretty damn smart. I hate doing these things though, because I prefer players to roleplay, but I also sometimes realize you're not, no offense, but you might not be as smart as Gemma is.
What?
I think any of us are as smart as Gemma is with an 18 intelligence.
Well, I'm
'cause
definitely
Well,
as good with
Oh,
a
I'm
bow
a
and arrow.
genius.
you know,
Yeah.
Gemma's 150 IQ, right? I don't know if anybody here is 150 IQ. If you are, I apologize.
I'm
Oh,
152.
Oh, you took
Apology
a test.
accepted.
You're what? You're 192? What the hell are you doing here? Why aren't you a millionaire?
IQ is a metric of how British you are, not how smart you are.
Give me an investigation roll, Gemma.
Will do.
But this is more for me to remind you of something that I feel wouldn't slip you than it. Oh!
20!
Oh, she knows hella stuff.
So
Okay.
many things.
Natural 20!
So I generally prefer the roleplay to do its thing, but sometimes. Okay, you like remember when you said, "Not like I can cast any spells on it."
Yeah.
Small head, and you realize, well, but we could outside.
Ah. Okay.
I'm not saying you should do it.
I know.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that would probably be something that rattled around in your brain. I don't
go,
think you would just
"Hey-
be, oh, we can't cast spells, and
Dad,
not
look
be
up-
smart enough to know.
Is that statue moving again? And I'm going to point.
You'll
towards
see
it.
Trip over there actually moving it back to where it was, and it'd be like, funny.
Picking up the pieces.
That's when I stash
Yeah, I'm
the
trying to put
head.
it back together.
I try to stash the head stealthily when people look that way.
Yeah, I'm busy at this point actually, so I probably would not be paying attention.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
care
give
that
me
you
a sleight
steal
of hand
things. I
skill
was
roll,
for it.
Gemma.
Okay.
See if you whip it underneath the cloak.
Oh my god.
Let's just make that a 9 just for kicks. There you go.
Okay, so that will make that a 13. I mean, nobody's passed. So, I mean, if anybody is particularly paying attention to Gemma and cares,
Maybe Octavius.
I would be, but I wouldn't care if she was stealing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, for all intents and
passive
purposes, if
is
nobody
very high.
sees her do it and is going to care, doesn't matter. Only if somebody relatively wants to know that she's done it, you could make a perception skill roll with a DC of 13. But if you don't care, what does it matter?
Yeah.
My passive
I
is
try to take the
17, so I
lavender
feel
too.
like
and
Yeah,
then
so you
close
would
it.
absolutely see her do it.
I would see it, but I'm not against her taking it. It's just the thought of it is gross
Okay.
to me. So it's like,
It's kind of a little
"Come on,
sick.
guys. Do we have to do this?
Okay, so
I took the lavender.
yeah, you kind of grab a few sprigs of lavender and you can stuff them in his mouth or whatever and pop it under your cloak.
All
I'll do a
right,
big
let's
head.
get out of here.
Trip is like bumping the metal, trying to form it back to
Put it
shape. Like,
back
I
to
wish I
shape,
could just
hang it
cast a
back.
goddamn spell for this.
Okay. With that being said, is everybody now going down, or did you want to stop, or is people want to go down ahead of anybody else, or what's the game plan?
Found a nothing here, but
We all go down, I think.
yeah.
Do Octavius, you still want to get off on second floor and take a look?
Yeah, I'd want to take a look at that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, well then
Yes.
I'll put you all here, and then we'll move you
Phoebe's in the
down
middle.
to the second floor. Okay, so you'll be here on the thingy, and yeah, so here and here. Again, the floors do look pretty weak.
Oh. Maybe just Octavius go. No offense, but I'm not sure the floor would crack under your weight.
Okay.
I mean,
Sure.
I'll give the floor a feel, see how rotten it is under my arm.
There are definitely soft parts, and it creaks a lot. Like, you're not convinced that it's... Structurally, you have doubts.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna risk it then.
Yeah, I'm staying on the elevator.
Okay.
I'd get off and try.
Okay, how much do you weigh?
Not a lot.
No, you're pretty
let's
small.
see. I am. I have on my sheet.
And you don't have a ton of gear either, so...
Now, do I have a weight here? What would that
About
be?
as much as,
Background?
probably.
Weight. It says weight 35.
Yeah, you weigh nothing.
Aw.
You're a
Yeah,
small
I'm two.
child.
I'm
No
2'6".
way.
I'm 2'6",
Yeah.
35
Wait,
pounds.
are you really?
It will support
Yeah,
your
Six?
weight.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I'm super
That's
tiny.
so tiny.
It will support your weight. Yeah, he's little. He's a little
I didn't
dude.
know
Fit it-
he was that tiny though.
Yeah,
It
I'm
fit
little.
in my pocket. What the fuck?
Okay. But yeah, I would go.
Alright,
I would
jump
go-
out.
Okay.
He's slight.
Thank you. I would see if there's anything worth finding out there.
Okay.
I guess.
So in this case, I'm gonna need you to make an investigation skill roll to see how much of this you can ascertain.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is like, I mean, we're talking like a crime scene thing where people are tying pictures and images together. Like you see images of Strahd, you see images of different Vistani, you see an image of Rictavio. 18.
go.
Okay.
18.
Nice.
Pretty good. So it looks like somebody has been trying to piece things together, right? As you kind of stare at it, do this, there are two colors of string. There is a purple string, like purple dyed string, like somebody dyed the string in like grapes or something like that. And then there's more of a white string. And what you can gather is it looks like the purple string represents somebody. But the white string seems to represent Rictavio. And you see basically there's like a little hand drawing of this tower. And then there's a white string that goes from the tower over to Vallaki. And then from Vallaki, it kind of goes up to a hand-drawn image of what you now know would be Strahd's castle. And then back down and this, that, and the other. And the orange, or the purple string, seems to be like trailing it, like it's trying to follow it. So whoever this other person is seems to be trying to track Rictavio down, from what you can gather. It's like making notes, like he was, so many weeks ago, he was seen, it actually says, so many weeks ago, my mentor, Van Richten, was seen in Vallaki. However, he is going under the pseudonym of a ringmaster known as Rictavio. Things like that. But you gather enough to know that whoever this person is, they see him as their mentor. And they're clearly trying to track him down. Because you rolled an 18, however, there's one really interesting piece that might give this away, either whether you get it or not, right? At one point, the purple string is over at some ruins, and it says Argon Vastholt. The purple string goes from there off the board, and it just says, "Into the mists I go." And then it comes back from those mists.
It's your girlfriend.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, I would be.
that's about all you're going to gather from that. That may lead you to think it might be a certain person, or it may not. That's up to
Okay.
you.
Okay.
And beyond that, you guys can then head all the way down to the bottom. I know we're right at the end, but I just want to see where we're going to wrap this up. So, once you guys get to the bottom, what are your intentions?
Think we should leave a note?
Keep a very close eye on Octavius. and
Sorry,
make
we
sure
robbed
he
you of all
doesn't
your
steal
shit.
anything.
Later. And when you're done with these things, they will kind of like shrink back down to their statue form. Kind of cool. Okay. So you two are. So Gemma and Seth have run outside. Of course, the wagon is still there. Dougie's come out.
Octavius. You first, Octavius. You go ahead.
All right, off I go.
Here I am going. Perception.
Where'd I go?
You're under your fat brother.
I'm fat.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay, I was like, where'd I go? There we go.
Okay.
I'll follow him out.
All right. You head out, and the door closes behind you. Clink. Okay. Is there anything you want to do immediately now, or you guys want to think on it? As I said, just trying to decide where I want to wrap it up tonight.
I take the head out
Okay.
and I cast Speak with Dead.
Oh, cool.
Well, you are far enough away from the area that doesn't seem to have magic working that
Okay.
the spell will cast.
Yay.
And as you do so, once you cast the spell, I mean, you see the head go, "Oh, for pity's sake, not again!"
Again.
And that's where we'll leave it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but here. Just get that measure. Ah, dagnabbit. Well, time for a beer. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, hello there. It's me, Christy, your D&D dad. I'm here to do all the things that a good D&D dad should do. Like mow the lawn, fix some shit, drink a beer, and of course, roll lots of 20s. And if you like all this, can you pan?
Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Christastics. And if you like D&D content, check out my podcast, New Crits on the Block. Anyway, I love you, my children.
If you're seeing this, that means that I'm back to playing Mondays on How Reroll. My handle is Satchmo on all platforms, and if you follow me, then maybe I can...
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
Nothing! Hi, is this my local zoologist? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, local zoologist. Yes, my name is Jane Ivana, and I'm looking for a snake that has a stinger. Yes. I'll hold. You don't have any? Alright, well, if you could look into it, you can contact me on Twitter at Jane on Twitch, that's with a 0. Anytime. Yeah, or you could catch me on my Twitch streams. I stream like once a week on twitch.tv/JaneIvana. Alright, I'll hold. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, local zoologist.
Hey everyone, it's the Snuggler. This year, Jane asked us to go quick on our outros, so I promise I'll go as fast as possible. You're just gonna put all my information on text on the screen, aren't you? Son of a...
Hey, twitch.tv/Shagget here, and I'm trapped in Barovia. I'm hiding in a dingy basement with some art, the art dingy basement, nothing like what you usually see on my webcam when I do streams on How We Roll. And I'm not hiding from Strahd. Believe it or not, he's a pushy Dracula knockoff. He doesn't scare me. I'm not afraid of him. I'm actually hiding from Gorebad, my dungeon master. He's out to kill me. I think finally surviving in 10 campaigns in Arconis throughout his stories is he snapped because of it. And because of that, he's out to really kill me this time. Contact me at @aneb_convos on Twitter, please. Your support will help keep me alive, keep me on the run, keep my hope alive. I really need to see what happens to Radovan, Emlyn, and Alekma, and all my other characters that I've played. I really need to see what happens to them. I'm very curious. Oh shit, I messed up. I really messed up. I think he heard me. He's coming. See ya!
Hi there, I'm Gorebad, and thank you for watching How We Roll. If you'd like to keep up with us when we're not live on Twitch, you can check out our other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. You can also follow our Facebook page. You can find the website at www.howweroll.com, and you can also find us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll, for an absolute ton of additional content. Also, you can follow the dmblog.com for some DM tips, world building guides, and all things D&D related. Cheers, guys. That was a long walk. Okay, they said Shagget was somewhere here, and the door to where he's hiding was a blue door. So we gotta find a blue door, blue door, blue door, blue door. You're mine now, Shagget.